Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Merchant Taylor's School. The Vitality Blast has Middlesex against Gloucestershire in this one on the live enhanced stream from Middlesex in association with Daffabet. I'm Kevin Hand, delighted to say alongside me for this one this evening is Matt Kabir Floyd. And Floyd, first of all, it is a scorcher. If anybody's not in London right now, not in the UK, wherever you are around the world, it is absolutely scorching here. Players are going to feel it this evening, but weather check's always the first start with cricket, isn't it? That's going to be a good one. The pitch as ever is a bit of a green top out there, but keeping cool on and off the field is probably the key for all of us tonight.
Yeah, it literally couldn't be hotter. What is it, about 30 degrees at the moment? There's absolutely no wind in the air at all. It's similar at Lord's, not too far from here as well. It's roasting hot down there for the test match. If you are here, drink lots of water. You're going to need it today. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be playing a T20 than a test match in these conditions. And, you know, Middlesex, they can actually still make the quarterfinals. It would take something close to a miracle, but they've got to win their final 4 games, give themselves the best possible opportunity, and then hope a few other results go their way. But you never know, right? You never know. In T20, you get on a roll, you win a game. Middlesex have lost quite a few close games this season. If they'd won those games, they'd be in a much better shape. Just can't get over the line in the key moments. But you win a game like today, you never know what might happen. You put the people above you under pressure. They had a good game, these two as well, didn't they? It was only 5 days ago. Gloucestershire won by 9 runs. They haven't been the team that they were last year. Obviously, they were a dominant team last year in a lot of ways. They've struggled a bit this year, just above Middlesex in the tables. A big opportunity. New captain as well, relatively new coach, new captain in all formats, Lewis Deploy. So a good opportunity to at least get some momentum that you can take into next season.
You stole my line. The heat's on the field as well for Middlesex. It really is. 4 from 4 is what they'll need to go. So here is that team for Middlesex. There's one change from the defeat here 2 days ago. That's Sebastian Morgan coming in down the bottom there. With Middlesex making a change really in terms of the bowling. It's Max Holden who drops out, so they do go with that top 5 of batters. Cracknell at 6, then Hullman and Gohar leading the bowlers. Morgan, who is a bowling all-rounder. That Gloucestershire side, as you mentioned, Floyd, they beat Middlesex, and that was a classic example of what you were talking about in terms of Middlesex just getting so close but not quite getting over the line. It was the same here on Wednesday as it was at Bristol on Sunday. Out in the middle, the bowling's going to open up from the Lake end. Looks like it's going to be David Payne. It is David Payne with the ball in hands at the far end from us. So yeah, glorious sunny day here. That's certainly something for both the spectators and the players to think about. Heard Phil Tufnell actually on commentary today saying he'd never known a hotter day at Lord's.
Yeah. Wow, and he's played a few days there as well, hasn't he? So he would know.
Yeah, he'd been out in the middle, I think, before the start of play. Said he'd never known anything like it. So that's what they're all up against today. Here's Payne with the first ball of the match, though. It's Stephen Eskenazi on strike. Change up at the toss as well. At the top, I've got Geddes in there alongside Eskenazi. I think that's probably a pretty cute move, Floydie, because Kane Williamson is Kane Williamson. He needs no introduction, no excuse, nothing made for him. But Eskenazi and Williamson are a little bit similar in a way, that they're stroke players at the top, whereas Geddes really gets after that ball early, and I wonder, is that the thinking for Middlesex in this one?
Yeah, it's an interesting move. Why not try something different? You know, it's been inconsistent this year, so give something else a go. I presume Kane Williamson will bat at number 3. He's batted at number 3 in all formats. Happy to play there, of course. Yeah, not a bad shot. And Geddes has been ultra aggressive this year as well, so I'm keen to see what he does in the first 6.
That's exactly it. He's made such an impact for me since he's come in from Surrey. He really has. You know, he's taken to it, which isn't easy either for a batter at Lord's to come in and make an impact from the off, and he's really done that. Now, obviously, play half the games or more like this one away from Lord's, but wherever he's gone, whatever format he's played for Middlesex so far, he's looked extremely impressive. And there's that little advance. He really does. You know, it's that classic, well, modern-day Surrey player coming through the ranks. Guildford. Over the years, Whitgift School was similar as well, but certainly the oval, that ball comes on nicely, doesn't it? And the batters really do like to throw their hands at the ball, and that's something Geddes certainly does. I think Williamson coming in at 3 as well. He can then adapt his game rather than pushing Geddes up to 3 in the absence of Holden.
It's a real challenge. David Payne's having a good season. The economy rate is just 6 this year. Vastly experienced, travelled around the world. Played in the Big Bash and other places as well. Just one of those bowlers who, he's got a lovely action, hasn't he? He just sort of trots up, very rhythmical action, very good Yorker, changes of pace. I think he probably is a bit more slippery than he looks as well. He's one of these, like Jofra Archer, with that effortless release. The ball kind of just hits the bat a bit harder than you're expecting.
Oh, that is a beaut. Look at that. Well, I was worried I talked out Geddes a few moments ago. I think you just talked up Payne there. That's exactly what you were talking about.
Well, have a look at this. This swings in, shapes the swing in, and then seams away. We'll try and
that was a magic ball. You couldn't see it at all.
Yeah, so quick you couldn't see it. But yeah, it did. It shaped the swing in, didn't it? Because he's got that in his locker, and then it just seamed away. That's pretty much unplayable, a delivery like that.
Oh, checked that, but only just, didn't he? And so I talk about with Geddes, he really does go hard at the ball. And I don't say that in a critical way, because that is his game and that's the way he goes about it. And it's very much the modern batter's way, isn't it? It's the end of the first over here at Merchant Taylor's School. Middlesex won without loss. But yeah, Sunday, you mentioned Payne there. For me, he was almost his final over, be it this 18th or 19th. It just ripped the heart out of Middlesex when they were in a great position to win that game, as they were in a very good position here against Hampshire on Wednesday as well. And the frustration for Middlesex, the one thing I would say is it turns from a frustration of just not being competitive to a frustration of they are now competitive but they're still not getting the wins. But I think you'd certainly prefer being in the latter camp there. Here's Shaw from the Benham end with the second over.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? You've got to be in it to win it. I think Middlesex will be encouraged this year that they've had opportunities to be in a better position in the table than they are. And I think those moments, a lot of that is experience, isn't it? Just getting down to those crunch moments right at the end of a match. It's when your experienced players need to come to the fore. It's a very inexperienced Middlesex side. They're giving youth a chance, which is great. But just in those moments, sometimes it's a little bit tougher when you've got a young side.
This pitch here at Merchant Taylor's School as well, there's a good example of it. It seemed a lot on Wednesday. Same surface. We saw it actually in all three games here so far. There was the Middlesex women's game here first up in a double header. In the T20, and the seam movement was prodigious in that one. I was a little surprised that Middlesex elected to bat in that game, having seen just how much seam movement there was. Wristily worked away. An Eskenazi shot, if ever you've seen one.
Tried to create room, didn't he, to hit through the offside as he likes to do. So Shaw thought he'd follow him, but he just got his line wrong, followed him too much down the leg side, and all Eskenazi had to do there was help it along its way, and that raced away down that hill there. One thing you do get here at Merchant Taylor's is value for money with your shots. If you beat the infield,
now, up in the air, has he got enough of it? No, and look at that plug as well. Deep mid-wicket, coming around towards Cow Corner. Yeah, it's a funny ground in that sense, because depending on the seam movement for me, it can be a massively high-scoring ground. As you say, once you're out past that infield, it's four. And clearing the boundary here, not the most difficult as well. An out ground, it's not quite as small as Radlett, I don't think. It's fine at the fielder this time. Can't flick it back in though. One bounce and four.
He's so strong, square of the wicket, Stevie Eskenazi, both sides, off and leg. And what he does, he pulls off the front foot as well, doesn't he? You see there, he's got a big forward press there, but he's still able to play the pull shot. Not very conventional, but that's what makes him tough to bowl at in T20. He's having another really good season. Just needs a bit more backup, really, in the middle of the innings.
Now, we tried that a few times the other day. It didn't work. This time it works to perfection. 6 into the corporate 10. Keep your eyes on the ball over there as well. That's a beautiful shot. Great way to finish the over.
I've been put down as well in the corporate 10. just in front. Let's see if we can catch that on this replay. Oh, she's just got out of the way. That's the safe way to do it, isn't it? Lady over there thought, wow, you know, I could try and catch it, but like break a fingernail or something. Perfectly executed scoop shot by Eskenazi. Middlesex needed that second over, just 1 off the first, 16 off the second. They're up and running.
Now, boy, he's got hold of it. Over the top of mid-on for 4. I have to admit, off the edge, off the bat, I thought, yeah, it's an edge. It's an edge. I have to say, the sound of it said edge straight away. I thought he's edged that. Completely lost it at that point. But over short third, I was about to correct myself and say I thought that sounded like an edge, but that was the middle of the bat. Most extraordinary sound, but edge it was.
He held the pose for a bit, which suggested he might have connected better, but he's off the mark anyway, Geddes. Maybe a bit more seam movement away from the right-hander for Payne. Talked about that seam movement here, Handy. It was grass on the wicket.
Gorgeous. And that's Geddes at his best. Stands up tall, hits it on the up, places it beautifully through the covers.
Yeah, wasn't a long half volley this at all. Very good length delivery. He's so good at driving on the up, Geddes. He didn't move to the pitch of the ball really, just used his hands there. He's a fantastic natural timer and powerful player. Not quite there though. He maybe a bit early on that shot. Not sure whether Payne took a bit of pace off there perhaps. Might be the kind of pitch where pace off cutters and the like would be a good idea. Yeah, if he just rolled his fingers across that slightly.
Yeah, you mentioned that sea movement there. There's not quite as much grass on this one as there was on Wednesday, and the sea movement probably for a T20 was too much. Now this ground is renowned as being a seaman's pitch. Toby Rowland-Jones over the years, Stephen Finn, absolutely loving playing here and bowling here. Probably for a T20, it was really sticky at the start for Middlesex in particular. It's a good tumbling stop. Fairness, Geddes has to make sure he gets back. But yeah, I mean, well, one, the heat has probably burnt off a bit of that grass, but it looks as though they've taken it a little bit tighter. But still, we'll see a little bit of movement off the surface here. How it comes onto the bat as well will be crucial. Well, that answers that.
That might have just carried for 6. It was very close. But again, that's what Geddes does. You know, no real foot movement at all. Just relies on his hands. And this time, he drags over to the leg side. Kind of similar, really. Similar base to how he played the drive. Similar feet movement. Just completely different shot. Had a really nice sound off the bat. First 6 of the innings. So 32 off the last 2 overs. Middlesex just got their eye in on that first David Payne over. And I think we're going to see a change in bowler after those 2 expensive overs. It's going to be spin for the first time. Van Buren, left arm spinner.
Yeah, that's what I was going to come to on the pitch, and the sea movement that's been. It'll be really interesting to see how spin goes today. There was one ball from Dawson that he gave so much flight, really took the pace off it, and it ripped and turned past the bat of Eskenazi.
Long off and a deep mid-wicket is 2 fielders out. Graham Van Buren. It's going to be the option for Geddes here.
Oh, now the throw. It had been tight. I think he was home. Now, where did it hit him as well? Well, he ducked his head there. It's quite a solid sound on that connection as well. Whether it was the helmet, if it was, then there'll have to be a concussion check. But was it the bat? I think it was going to be the helmet. Is it just the back of it? Well, maybe around the back then. Maybe it was a meaty sound then rather than a hard one. Neither particularly nice.
Good bowling by Van Buren. He knows that both batters trying to give themselves room and hit through cover. There's no protection on the boundary, so he just follows them, doesn't give them the width.
There's a little bit of grip on that one, wasn't there? But Eskenazi having the time to rock back. He'll have that ball in mind still, I'm sure, from Dawson the other day, just to wait and see if Van Buren gets one to do something similar.
Really clever bowling, isn't it? Nothing too fancy, just getting his lines right. As soon as he sees the batters backing away, he knows that if he bowls the ball on the stumps, they're just going to whack him through the offside. So he follows them, keeps his eye on the batters all the way through.
Oh, now it's up in the air, mid-on underneath it. Comfortable catch, easily taken. Taylor holds on, Van Buren has the wicket. Eskenazi has to go. 12 balls. It's a fine run with the bat. It's been a good nick the last couple of games, not to be today.
I think he's trying to hit this maybe a bit too much towards the leg side. It's a bit of a leading edge, isn't it? You see here, he's trying to go maybe sort of mid-wicket way. If he played with a straight bat, with mid-on up, it was a sort of very wide long on behind him. Playing with a straighter bat, I think might have had a better result. Easy catch in the end for Jack Taylor. And that's a big blow for Middlesex. Eskenazi at the moment, barring that man, of course, Kane Williamson. But far and away, Middlesex is the most in-form batter in T20. He has been for some time. Williamson to the crease. A lot of people here to see one of the great batters of the modern world game. And he's been very consistent, hasn't he? Super consistent. He's been getting 20s, 30s, 40s. Only 150 though so far. That 50 was against Essex at Lord's, the previous game I commentated on actually. So you just feel like there's a biggie around the corner. I wonder if it's going to be today here at the Outground at Merchant Taylors. Now, raw pace, Ajit Singhdale. This guy is quick.
Yeah, now's the time for Williamson, isn't it? As you say, 4 from 4 from Middlesex. That's what's required if they are to reach the knockout stages of this year's competition. They've got the players to do it, particularly with the bat. I think with the ball, they're not far off at all. But I mean, they feel for the last couple of years they've been a good batting unit, which historically I don't think they have been in T20, other than when they won it in 2008. They did make the quarter-finals with Morgan and de Villiers one year. But as a batting unit, this one looks very, very strong to me and pretty complete. Holds are missing out on this one. Just means they get the option to go with the extra bowler. Higgins and Hullman to some extent playing the all-rounder role. Safa Gohara as well. He's a bowling all-rounder, but he certainly knows one end of the bat from the other. I think they'll be disappointed if they can't keep it alive a little bit longer. Just that hope of getting out of the group.
That'll be leg bars, I think. Williamson not off the mark just yet. Very slingy, isn't he, Ajit Singhdale, which just makes it that little bit harder to pick up for a batter. Just pick it up that split second later, a bit like a sort of Shoaib Akhtar sort of action. Not quite as quick.
That's a pretty good comparison, though. I like that.
It's a little bit different, isn't it? I mean, he's not. Akhtar was real sort of a whirlwind of arms, wasn't it? Left and right arm. Ajit Singhdale's left arm isn't sort of quite as prominent. sort of more tucked in. Not that I'm a bowling expert, but just to the naked eye, that's what it looks like. He is on England's radar, though, England Lions, etc., because of that raw pace.
Must be a single tucked again. Pace can go as well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Interesting to see. I'd imagine Geddes here will look to try and get after him this ball. They won't like 2 leg byes and 2 singles off the over. 18 from 15 from Geddes, and he's hit the ball pretty sweetly so far, but for that one edge. There he goes. That is Ben Geddes all over. If you capture one shot to sum him up, he likes the hook, he likes the pull, but what a pickup that was.
Second time he's played that shot, really. This one was a lot squarer than the first time, and a better connection too. Sounded really good off of that. That's right in his arc, isn't it? He's probably the best player of the pull shot in the Middlesex squad, you'd say. Lashes onto the length really quickly. He's enjoying opening at the moment. It's a different challenge for him. The field's up though, which is great. If you're used to coming in and all the fielders are out, it's a real bonus for you to make hay while you can in that first 6. Josh Shaw back on. First over went for 16.
Backed up. Overthrows on that one. Yes, bold move to go back to Shaw here. 17 off his first over. Final over of the power play. Middlesex will be absolutely desperate to cash in this over now. And Geddes has the strike, which is, again, you know, Williamson, that's just so much experience. There's no ego there either, is there? Just drop the ball, take the single. Gives himself room. Oh, now it is backed up.
Yeah, this over, both fielders on the boundary are on the leg side, deep backward square leg and a deep mid wicket. So I do think Geddes in this over will try and give himself some room and target those gaps there you can see in between extra cover and cover point.
Can they turn it into 2? I don't think so. Too close to the fielder, just the single. So back to Williamson. It's interesting because it's not seaming as much as it did the other day, but 49 for 1. Both sides are in the 60s in their power plays on Wednesday.
We got a 4-day game coming up here soon, haven't we? You know, you've done quite a few here. Northamptonshire is that game that'll take place here. I'm doing a couple of days as well with you, Kevin, last couple of days. You've done a lot of first-class games here. I've done a few, but nowhere near as many as you have. Generally, what are the scores like, would you say? Would you say it's a reasonably low-scoring venue?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is a pitch where, as I say, Finn and Roland Jones like it, so you can imagine what the bounce is like. You can get one. You don't get grubbers, but you'll get one up around your throat, and then the next ball you're not quite sure. Edged and gone. Geddes looking for the big shot towards the end of the power play. Middlesex looking to put their foot on the gas. Shake of the head, but Geddes' day's done.
Change of pace, that's what's done for Ben Geddes, I think. Yeah, rolls his fingers over that off cutter. He doesn't quite get to the pitch, gives himself the room to go up and over the offside, but then he wasn't quite to the pitch of the ball and he was reaching for it. There was a healthy nick as well. Easy catch for Cameron Bancroft, who's got the gloves today. That's what you want as a keeper. Nice slower ball, nice healthy edge. Just loops into the gloves. So both openers gone. Yeah, he's looked impressive. Looks like he could be a longer-term option as an opener. Thing is, he's also very useful in the middle order when he plays there. So we'll have to decide whether that's a move that they want to stick with. Who's deploy The new captain, all format captain. Stephen Eskenazi has stepped down for personal reasons. The white ball teams and Toby Rowland-Jones, the aforementioned Toby, has also stepped aside of the 4-day captaincy. So he's got a lot on his plate now, Lewis de Plooy. And he can do some runs actually as well in the T20 format. He's not had a great season at all. Well, that's an overstatement, really. I think he's averaging about 9 at the moment, and he's a much, much better player than that. This is going to be the innings that gets him going.
Single ends the power play, 51 for 2. Yeah, just going back to 2 points there. First, sticking with these two. One thing I don't particularly remember is de Plooy having any period of time to bat with Kane Williamson. And, you know, de Plooy's a fantastic player. His averages, his statistics, they're incredible. So in some ways it's a silly thing to say, but the entire Middlesex dressing room are very excited about Williamson's arrival. And a big part of that is having time in the middle. I remember when Brendan McCullum came in for a season with Middlesex. His debut was here, actually, in a game against Gloucestershire, funnily enough. Even somebody like Paul Sterling, who was vastly experienced himself at that stage, was just talking about having time in the middle with McCullum. Even for somebody like Lewis de Plooy, I'm sure he'd be delighted to have an opportunity out there with Williamson in this match. And it is an opportunity now, because just out of the power play, they'll both have a little opportunity here to get themselves in. Marchant de Lange, who is a real pace merchant.
Definitely a pace merchant, yeah, I like it. Or I think Marchant is how he likes to pronounce it. Marchant de Lange, giant of a man, real sort of catapult action as well. But he's actually one of the sweetest and loveliest blokes you'll ever meet. He's super gentle soul. He looks terrifying, but he's chatty. He's got good banter. He's very, very friendly. The nicest blokes in county cricket, I reckon.
Did a stint with this down on the stream at Bristol, and I remember they were saying he was coming up to do a bit, and I just thought, oh, how's this going to go? But exactly as you said, great guy. David Milan faced him a few years back at Radlett. Radlett's another one where the pace can be quite tricky for the batters, and I remember him saying at the time he'd never faced anybody as quick as de Lange. Now that is going back, well, it could be going back as many as 10 years now, I guess, maybe not quite, but
he gets 7 for on his Test debut, I think, for South Africa. 7 or 8 for.
Oh, now chance, but it's a small ground. There's nobody backing that one up. Only those sweeping up on the ropes. As you were saying, Floyd, it's not the biggest outfield here, so the biggest playing surface. So no chance of getting back. But yeah, going back to the point, so yeah, de Plooy is desperate for runs, but this could be a really good opportunity with Williamson at the other end. Spend some time in the middle now, and if these two get going, the Middlesex could go anywhere with this. Big swing from de Plooy. The other point was that championship match coming up. So yeah, bounce, but also seam movement. As a seamer, you always feel in the game here, so batters can have a tough time. But there's a third factor though, and that's that it's a kookaburra round. So how will the kookaburra go? I tell you what, if there was any ground that you'd want to play a kookaburra match, it's probably here, because it is generally favouring the seam bowlers, this surface. You'd hope even with the kookaburra they'll be able to find a little bit of assistance. Oh, clever. Really nice all the way, goodness me. Great shot from de Plooy. Is this to be the innings? He finds his way.
Interesting, wasn't it? Because it actually ended up going on the offside. Kind of went over where his second slip would have been. But if you can play that shot well, it's a pretty safe option, isn't it? As long as you back your skills there, with no one back on the boundary, and the safest place is just to go pretty much straight over the keeper's head. There's definitely no fielders there. And it's the extra pace of de Lange. It's interesting that Gloucestershire have picked 2 out-and-out pacemen in Ajit Singh Dale and Marchant de Lange. On a small ground like this, that can sometimes really work against you those kind of shots like there where you can use the pace, small boundary, and they often do go all the way. So I think the fast men can't just come in and just bang it in. They've got to mix up the pace a little bit.
Into the 7th, 60 for 2.
God, you can just see how parched the outfield is there, can't you? Look at how green the square is. They've obviously been watering that a lot, and that's why we've got a decent amount of grass on the pitch. But it's been so hot here in the UK, in London and the surrounding areas. Look at that. That's a great shot, that, from our drone. Just, you don't realise how parched it is when you're sitting here at ground level, but then you get up high and it just hits home, you know, how hot it has been and how dry it's been. It's been a magnificent spring and summer so far, and it's set fair for the next few days as well.
Canterbury on Sunday for Middlesex, the Garden County of the UK. Wonder how the Flowers are doing down in Canterbury at the moment in Kent.
Lovely ground, isn't it, Canterbury? Really like it. It's a quirky ground, the old pavilion and the slope, and sunsets directly behind the commentary, sorry, opposite side of the commentary box as well. You get a lovely sunset there. I think they stopped a game there earlier, actually, didn't they? Sun-stop play. That used to happen at Derby back in the day until they switched the square around. Sun going down right behind the bowler's arm used to cause problems. They'd regularly stop the game. I mean, faintly ridiculous that in England you can have a game stop because of the sun.
That is a sweet pickup, I think. Oh, just enough. He didn't go too big with it, did he? It was all timing from Plooy. Time to perfection.
Now it's coming right towards us. For a moment, we just thought that Darcy Short might be interested. He did really well here because that was very full. And he managed to get underneath it really nicely. As you say, Kev, he didn't really go through with the shot fully. That was all timing and wrist work, quick hands. And he just backed himself to get it over the fielder. It's very full, that. So he couldn't really go with the full swing of the blade. He was slightly concerned for a bit, but really good connection from Plooy.
Right, catch, but it's fine of the fielder and 4 more.
Yeah, it was at catchable height, and those two fielders behind square on the offside are actually not that far apart. Again, we've got a great view from where we are. There's only about 10 to 15 metres between them, but he bisected them perfectly. We'll say he meant it.
Just a single though, thinking too long on coming around. The Middlesex player said when Plooy turned up, they've never seen anybody hit the ball so hard. Timing incredible. He's obviously not having his best season this year, but that happens. You have a blip. But Tom Helm as well. Where was the match? It may have been at Derbyshire last year. And Tom Helm, I think, had seen him batting. Just said that's potentially the best shot I've ever seen. High praise from Helmy. On the stumps, just watchfully cut. End of the 8th. Just a singles finish at 74 for 2.
They're decently placed in Middlesex. Good run rate, 9.25 at the moment. This is where they've fallen down a little bit in some of the games, is getting off to a solid start and then not capitalising in those middle overs and at the back end. So, could do with these two. The next batter to come in, he may well be Higgins, possibly Cracknell as well, just to keep this going, give them a real platform. If they're just, say, 3 down with 5 overs to go, then they can really launch with the power down the order. Williamson just getting himself in, 6 off 7.
Now, that slides out. We saw this the other day with poor Noah Cornwell, who had 2 slip outs, so he had to be removed from the attack, and Lias Plooy bowls the last ball of his over. This one slips out for Delango. It was back of the hand, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's trying a variation and said sorry a couple of times. It's horrible those as a batter though, aren't they? When that comes out the hand, you just don't know where the ball is. Really horrible. Kind of remind me a little bit when Chris Cairns bowled Chris Reed, one that dipped on him. Tell you what, that was, you miss, I hit. That was right on the stumps, but very cute from Williamson in the end, just tickled it fine. Taken off about off stump, I reckon. It was a free hit, of course, so it wouldn't have mattered. Actually, not a bad ball from the Lunger, who was pretty full. Gives Williamson the thumbs up. Too nice for a fast bowler, isn't he?
That's where his test career went wrong. But yeah, poor Noah Cornwell bowled one early in his spell, but really fine spells in that game. But the penultimate ball of his day when Middlesex were looking good, full bunger. Plooy came on and then bowled the final ball of his over, which I think was the last ball of the 19th, and that was thumped for 6. And all of a sudden, what was looking a tight finish, but edging Middlesex, became a canter for Hampshire.
It was 33 off 13 balls at that point, wasn't it? So that really was the turning point. Again, another one of these games that Middlesex probably should have won, got themselves in position.
So often the T20 is, I think it's fair to say, derailed Middlesex's season, because the second half of the season then tails off, and it has been talked about that potentially those T20 performances then roll into the championship performances. But whatever comes of these next 4 games for Middlesex, I do think the improved competitiveness, it will have put a different fire in them this year to take into the second half of the summer. Be wide.
Just go back to De Lange's very brief test career. Just had a quick look on Quick Info, and yeah, it's exactly as I remember. He took 7 for in his first ever innings for South Africa against Sri Lanka in Durban in 2011 Boxing Day Test. 7 for 81. How many did he get in the second innings? He picked up none. No, 1 in the second innings.
Just a single turn. Did he get Sangakkara? 2011. I'm just trying to think of that Sri Lankan lineup.
He did. He got Sangakkara in the for a duck. Caught bounce, bowled De Lange. That was his second wicket. Yeah, and he ran through them. Got Angelo Matthews, Chandimal, a few others. Not Chandimal actually. 7 for 81. Only played 1 more Test match after that. Can't be many players in the history of Test cricket who've taken a 7 for on debut and only played 2 matches.
Takes the pace off that one. Williamson steers it. He needs to get out of this over now, doesn't he?
You can see he's thinking about having to vary it, particularly after that scoop shot, full pace on. Didn't go right, did he, when he tried to go back of the hand earlier, but he's aware that the fast bowler can't just come in and run and bowl the same pace, small ground like this.
Full toss onto the pads, they'll get 2. Oh, no they won't, they'll settle on the single. Probably right, no need to take the risk. 11. That over and 9 bowled, 85 for 2.
Yeah, so 11 off that over. It just feels like Middlesex here, they're just ticking along nicely without really taking too many risks. There's enough bad balls there. You get the odd boundary, 1 or 2 boundaries per over, and you're scoring at 10, 11 and over. And you're getting value for shots as well. So I think we're almost halfway through this innings. I think they're going to need a decent score. It's going to be hard to defend on a surface like this. I think they might be thinking, right, we're going to need, 180 upwards, maybe even towards 200. I want to see Ollie Price, a bit more spin.
Start the over. Yeah, Gloucestershire's 200 at Bristol last Sunday. 200 is 200 on any ground, but it felt a little light because it was an extremely short boundary on one side. And again, 15, 14, 13 overs into that chase. I think it was Middlesex's game, hands down, and then came the collapse. Feels like 200 on this one is probably something you need to think about tonight. The setting. His absence takes one batter out of the equation, but where they've had Gohar, Hullman coming in at 8 and 9, it's quite deep to have those two coming in so low, so I don't think Middlesex will feel particularly light at all with the bat tonight. It'll be interesting to see how this affects the balance of the side, actually. Perhaps in those games where Middlesex have had those late collapses and perhaps thrown away good positions, is that because there are batters too many? The shots keep coming because you've got so many batters to come, whereas fewer batters in the side, only one fewer, but one top order batter less. Does that encourage a little bit more? Not that it was irresponsible, but does it encourage more responsibility of a top 5 to say? They talk about it in all formats of cricket, don't they? But
yeah, I think there's something in that, definitely. The only issue, though, is if you don't have a long batting lineup, is that sometimes you can play a bit conservatively. If you're a top 5, you think, well, I can't get out here. T20 is not really what you want.
That's up in the air. Long chase, and it's gone down. Met it on the full. It was dying on him. Oh, now has to be careful of the run out as well. Coming back. Maybe ball watching in the middle. I think off the bat, he thought he was gone there. I think head went down, and the run was almost an afterthought from Williamson.
That was a big drop from Van Buren. He sprinted in, and it felt like he never really fully set himself there. And he didn't really get anywhere near it, did he? Anywhere near the middle of the hand. Big let-off for Williamson. Can he take advantage?
A drop followed by a 4.
Yeah, Ollie Price. We haven't got a close-up on him right now, but he won't be smiling. I can tell you that. Often happens, doesn't it? Just drag that down. Wasn't a good delivery, was it? Dragged down leg side. Bit of a freebie for Lewis Deploy. He's not going to miss out on that. But yeah, maybe still a bit upset with that drop with Williamson. He thought he'd had his man. Bit of a strange shot from Kane as well, wasn't he? He almost sort of came across it, flat batted it, sliced it out towards long off. I think he was done a little bit by the drift of Ollie Price. They're going to go spin from both ends. So Van Buren's just dropped a catch. Now he's going to come on and bowl and try and make up for it. Look, he's still thinking about it. You can see he's annoyed at himself. Just play on your mind, doesn't it? There's no worse feeling, I reckon, in cricket than when you've just dropped a catch. There's nowhere to hide. Particularly there's cameras on you too.
Dermot Reeve with us the other day in the Leicestershire Middlesex game, former Warwickshire captain, and England international, of course, and he was talking about it. They worked on something with Warwickshire. That's a beautiful, beautiful shot, straight down the ground. Lovely pickup.
This is absolutely delightful. Any kids watching, this is how you hit down the ground. Just checked his shot, perfectly straight bat. Doesn't try to overhit. That is so effortless, isn't it? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Kane Williamson. Skips down in a really rhythmical manner, gets to the pitch. Perfect.
A little bit of drift there. Van Buren hanging it up outside the off stump. Yeah, Reeve said they worked on, I think, at Warwickshire, Lara, of course, but they also had Alan Donalds, they're overseas, where if a catch went down, everybody, including the bowler, applauded the player who put down the catch, so that it was gone. It was out of their mind, it was out of everyone's. Oh, that's nicely done. He's gone with that little bit of width again, a little bit of flight. Brings up the 150 partnership as well between these two. He swept himself off his feet.
This was a funny bit of cricket, wasn't it? Kane Williamson moving around quite a bit, deciding early I'm going to get the reverse sweep away. Van Buren trying to counter that by firing this in a long way outside of the off stump, and Williamson does well actually just to reach it, to catch up with it, because it was so wide.
That goes in the gap from Williamson, 4 more. Timing is looking good.
Right, you feel like Kane Williamson's gone up a gear now. He's gone 6.44. Some quality shots around the ground, straight down the ground 6, reverse sweep, and then a very nice controlled, flat, conventional sweep well in front of square. And Van Buren, having dropped a catch, is now leaking runs. Does not look happy with things at the moment. I wonder if Williamson's going to go again here as well. He doesn't often keep going, Williamson. He knows when to restrain himself. I feel this last ball's another opportunity, though, to make this a really big over. 14 off it so far.
Couple here. I've got a point. Into the over. 16 off it. 11 bowls here at Merchant Taylor's School. 109 for 2.
Just a bit of an uptick in the worm as we've got to 10 overs, which is what you want to see. Just the 2 dots so far for Middlesex. So this is another good platform. Let's see what they can do with it. They've got 2 very experienced batters at the crease. But there's 2 very big overs early on, overs 2 and 3, which meant that Middlesex were kind of ahead of the game in terms of run rate. Lost those 2 wickets just at the back end of the power play. But these 2 have then kept things going, kept momentum going, and crucially, they haven't lost a wicket.
Interesting, the wagon wheel. On Wednesday for that game, there wasn't much through mid-wicket cow corner. And I think that was a lot to do with how much more seam movement there was that day, that players weren't as happy hitting across the line. All around the ground today, though. Pressure put on the field. I was just about to say, it feels like these 2 are getting on top here. That's what partnerships do. They put doubt into the opposition mind.
That was really good running. It looked like that was going to be tight. Van Buren had picked it up. So they put him under pressure. Fumbled.
Just the single on this occasion, barring the fumble. And of course, I mentioned that parched surface that we saw from the drone. Can make fielding tough. It's rattling that's a little bit more difficult. And I guess parched there, that is a bobbly outfield more so than here, but an outground's an outground.
A marginal wide call, I think. Close to that blue line. Kane doesn't get the call. Let's play the reverse sweep about 4 times, I reckon, so far in his innings.
The sidestep did the bowler there. Williamson went one way, then he went the other. Price followed the first movement. Paid the penalty.
Yeah, there you go. Just a little backward step. I think he got what he wanted there, which was a drag down. He got the shorter length. That is good batting. He just helps it around behind square before. So he's trying things, Kane Williamson here. We've seen some conventional shots. That lovely straight drive for 6. But he's moving around in the crease, making the bowler think.
He's got that fine at the fielder. 4 it is. Sweeper can't get around. From the unconventional to the more conventional. That's just a quality cricket shot, isn't it? Lovely cut shot. Just once you beat that man, backward point, it's going to run away all day, and that's what makes you think you're going to need 200 on this pitch. It's going to be hard to defend. Oh, now that could be close. Did it just hit him outside the line?
I think that was close, Handy. I think that was very close. Let's have a look at the replays. Beaten for pace, really. Full toss. Let's have it. It's just outside the. It's outside the line. Comfortably outside the line. That's a good call by the umpire. to the naked eye, I thought, oh, he's in trouble there, Kane Williamson. He was angry with himself for missing out on the full bunger. Again, going for that reverse sweep. But yeah, just feel like in the last 2 or 3 overs, Middlesex have upped to gear here. Williamson now 38 off 23, deployed 32 off 19. Good strike rates for both of them. And now we've got the pace back of Singdale. So this might be another opportunity here just to keep in this 3rd gear or so that they're in, keep moving up. Could be a big score on the cards for Middlesex here. If these two can bat another 3 or 4 overs, then they'll have real license in the final 4 or 5.
Be a couple. Finds the gap. Only if you find the perfect gap there will you get 2, and it was bisecting long on and deep mid wicket.
Just got the information through that Kane Williamson has played 4 reverse sweeps. I think I was right, wasn't I? Didn't I say 4? But if that includes the LBW shout there. Okay, so I was wrong. I said 4, I think, before he played that one, so I was 1 out. But it's obviously something that he's added to his game over the years. I remember when I first saw Kane Williamson, actually, in Test cricket, and just tight technique, and he didn't really have much power, but just fantastic Test player already, you could see. But you never would have thought that he'd become someone who thrived in T20. It's a great example of how your game can evolve if you're a great batter.
Al talks about tight technique. That was effortless, wasn't it? Just a step inside.
Barely trying to hit this ball, has he? Really, just a flick of the wrist. Gorgeous, really, just guided it almost off the face of the bat, inside that fielder, that short, fine leg. We've seen the full repertoire from Kane Williamson today, haven't we? It's been a joy to watch. 42 off 24. If this is the biggie we've all been waiting for.
Oh, wow. Up it goes. They're all converging. Will they get there? No. Lands safe. 2 coming in off the boundary.
Oh, for a horrible moment there, I thought I'd just given him the curse of the commentator, but that is unbelievable how that has not gone to hand, because that went a mile up in the sky, but there's no fielder in the ring on the left side. Even then, both deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg were herring in. They weren't too far off getting to it. The ball bounced inside the ring. That is maybe the slice of luck that Kane Williamson needs.
It's a good follow-up, isn't it? From Singdale, Yorker's dug out. Let's just get a single. Talked about drops and the next ball going for a boundary. Toe cruncher from Singdale to follow that one.
That's his speciality. He's a good Yorker bowler, Ajit Singdale, particularly at the death. I do think that raw pace at the moment, we've seen its limitations with these short boundaries.
Look at that. Well, Plooy looks as though he's finding his way.
I reckon the shot of the day from Lewis du Plooy. That is absolutely stunning. And the kid's got the ball. His dad's taking a photo. Make sure you throw it back, young man. But have a look at this replay as well. Look at that. I mean, that ball is not that short, is it really? He's just created room slightly, opened the face. That's an unbelievable back foot punch. In any form of the game, that is how you play that shot. Absolute class from Lewis du Plooy. It's another good over for Middlesex. At run rate over 10. And it's going to be another change. Darcy Short bowls his left arm spin. He bowls left arm wrist spin, doesn't he? Darcy Short. So obviously feel like they need something different here, just to create something. Gloucestershire break this partnership.
Chucks it down, first ball. Gets away with it to some extent, so does Williamson. He didn't quite get hold of that one. The bad ball can bring wickets. I think we were together, weren't we, for a match at Lords? Was it a Surrey game when an absolute filthy ball was caught at mid-wicket, a stunner by Ryan Higgins? Was it Tom Helm? He was banging them in short. And then there was a Fuller delivery he went with, just clipped to mid-wicket. Championship game.
Partnership up to 85 now.
A bit of drift on that one as well for short.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I mean, often in T20 as well, if you bring someone on with a slightly unconventional action or a wrist spinner, you need a wicket. Often it's a filthy drag down that can get you one. It's something different, something that the batters haven't seen.
Now, all the way. Long on was in position. Straight down the line of him, but comfortably clear.
And 50 for Kane Williamson. Second one for Middlesex, and this is his quickest. Just 28 balls. He's looked really fluent today, Kane Williamson. Shot to bring it up. That's just a great example of his effortless power. Don't be fooled by his stature. He can get it over the rope if he needs to. Has to really wait for that one. Just stuck in the pitch a little bit. Tossing it up is Darcy Short. He's not really firing it in. I'd venture this is the best that Kane Williamson has looked so far for Middlesex this season.
There he goes again, but straight to the fielder on this occasion. Short third, holding on. Williamson has to go just past the 50, but putting his foot on the gas to some extent, it is job done to really get this innings, get the momentum going. Bit of a dolly on that one though.
Well, that shot had worked really well for him all day. Just on this occasion, he just picks out the one man who's in position for that shot, really. Just a couple of metres either side of him, it would have been 4. And Kane Williamson looks gutted. Doesn't matter how much cricket you play, when you're playing like that and you get out, he knows, oh, I just wanted to be out there a bit longer. I was just getting into my stride. Really good knock by the New Zealand legend. 52 off 30. He's given Middlesex a platform here, and they now need to take advantage of it. This final 6 overs very important. Ryan Higgins, the new bat, he can hit a long ball. We all know that. And what he needs to do here is just make sure they don't lose 2 quick wickets. And he uses his experience just to work into his innings, and then give himself and Lewis Duploy the chance to go big in the last few. Still 6 overs to go. It's longer than you think, isn't it? Response is to bring David Payne back. Probably the best bowler in this Gloucestershire attack. Very good first over, went for 1, second over, a bit more expensive, 16. He's good at the death. Good run, wasn't it? Early call by Ryan Higgins straight away. That was cut straight at the fielder, but he was backing himself to get home and backing the fielder to not be able to pick it up too cleanly.
Should have made the decision to bring Payne back before that wicket. I'm sure they probably did. And I wonder, was there a moment's hesitation, thinking actually, now the wicket's gone down, hold him back for overs either 17 and 19 or 18 and 20.
It's always a tough decision, isn't it, for a skipper, really. There's a partnership like that, tempting to bring back your death bowler if it's your gun bowler to try and break it. Didn't on this occasion. And then you've got to find someone else to bowl his over at the death, haven't you? So if you've got lots of death options, you can do that. It often happens, doesn't it, with, say, Jofra Archer in T20 cricket. Usually gets a couple of overs early and they save him for the end, but often you need him to come back in the middle and break a partnership. You need to have other bowlers who can bowl at the death to be able to do that.
It's up against his former county. Oh, now is that going to get through? It is. Just a single. little helps for Middlesex, but it's just interesting how Middlesex will approach Payne here, because they'll be burnt a little from Payne's performance last Sunday. They'll know just in general these are overs that you have to be careful of, much like Tom Helm when he's got the ball in hand for Middlesex. The second, back they come. Maybe that's the way to play Payne at this point. Ones and twos. Just change up your own intent. Say, look, we're going to try and find the gaps.
Keep going, boys. Keep going, boys. Work, boys. Come on, come on. Get this weekend, yeah, boys.
Ball again. There you go. It's another example of it. Just take the single.
Doesn't matter really if Middlesex have an over here where they don't score 10. If you get 6 or 7 off this over, it's not the end of the world. You're still going at 10 and over. Just got to make sure you only really have one over like this in the final 6.
Oh, wow. What a beaut. Saw one like that from the start, didn't we, Payne? Fine way to finish the over.
Down the track twice. That over didn't really work for Higgins. I think good bowling really from Payne. He might have seen him shuffling down or predicted, and he just pulled his length back a little bit, banged it in a little bit shorter. Plooy, I think, here will want to take as much of the strike as possible, while Higgins is just getting his eye in. 44 off 27 for him. His best innings too of the season, the new skipper. He's had a look at Darcy Short now. This is a bit of a risk to bowl him a second over, I would suggest. I've got a feeling Plooy might try and take him down here.
You're not wrong. The width on that one. It's a little bit too wide to be dragging it, as Plooy was trying to.
Yeah, up and over cover, I think, for that one, if you can.
Expecting another one wide, going for the reverse. Single onto 45. Probably had a shot in mind, didn't he, at the start of the over, thinking that Short might go straight to begin the over at least. There he went for the pickup, but this will be an interesting challenge now for Plooy, having lost Williamson, just shy of the 50 himself. Can he finish the job here? And finishing the job is getting Middlesex up and over 200.
Yeah, it's been a good last 10 balls for Gloucestershire, though. Tight over from David Payne, now just 2 off the first 4 deliveries of Short. It's amazing how the balancing an over can shift very quickly. I'm sure Plooy's thinking now, I need a boundary for one of these final 2.
Up in the air. Oh, and it's got through.
Good backing up from Miles Hammond there. He just to be safe, he thought, right, I'm going to go around and back up the fielder, run round, even though he should really have made the mistake. 150 up for Middlesex.
Edged away, fine of the fielder, good stop. Get himself up. Sure, was it Payne? It was Payne. End of the over, 16 done, 152 for 3.
Right, so those 2 overs have just pulled things back for Gloucestershire, and I think now you've got 4 overs to go here. It's let's go hell for leather now, lads. Only 3 down. You've got Joe Cracknell to come. You can hit a long ball. You've got Luke Hullman, who's a proper batter as well. Safa Gohar can also hit the ball. Seb Morgan on debut. Looking forward to seeing him if he gets it. He's probably going to come in at number 9 if it happens, but he is a bowling all-rounder who can bat. I would suggest this is quite an important over now. Middlesex just need to regain some momentum that they lost in the previous 2 overs. Could do with getting well over 10 from this over, I think.
Throw to the non-striker's end. Could be trouble if it's... Well, if it was a direct hit, I think he was gone even over the stumps and there'd have been a chance.
Yeah, out by a long way had we had a direct hit there. Decent number of stumps to aim at as well, but maybe in 2 minds as to whether to try and go for the direct hit or try and throw it over the stumps for sure to collect and take the bails off. Ryan Higgins, just 2 of his first 4 balls. That's enough to get his iron, I think. Might see a big shot here.
Oh, wow. Hammered by Higgins.
Right in his slot. Saw Ben Geddes play some lovely pull shots earlier. Ryan Higgins can play the pull shot really well too. And that's gone a long way in front of square. Pace off. Perfect length for him just to swivel. He put everything into that. And as soon as that came off the bat, you knew that was going all the way. He's a short but stocky man, Ryan Higgins. Right, can that be the platform for his innings now? Look how deep he is in the crease. It looks like he's waiting for that pull shot.
Low full toss, hard to get away, isn't it? Just a single. Yeah, I think you're right. Hell for the leathers the way here. There's 1 more over to come from David Payne. Middlesex, to some extent, need to factor that in. Don't wait for that over to go hell for leather. And depending on who's on strike, who's in at that point, you'll have to pay a certain amount of respect to Payne's over. Oh, now. That must have been very close.
I like this decision, even though it's gone against Middlesex, because clearly Deploy's jumped across there. If he was in his stance, that would have hit him on the pad, so there's no way that should be called a wide. Again, pace off from short. Just in a bit of a rut here, last few deliveries Deploy.
Scooped up and over. Well, I think it was exactly what he was looking for. But it's the 50 up for Lias Deploy. You skip up, thumbs up to the pavilion, and a bat raise as well. 35 balls, 4 fours, 2 sixes. And a fine knock, holding this innings together.
Top knock from the new captain in all formats. Just there, all he knew that he had to do was just to get some bat on it. Once he got that width, just avoid the fielder. Much needed 50 for him, first of the season.
Bold. That's a good out from Shaw there, isn't it? 13 off the over, 17 bowls. 165 for 3.
Yeah, that's the over Middlesex were after, though. Just regain some of that lost momentum. Deploy will keep strike as well. Now he's got to his 50, he can really open his shoulders here. Final 18 deliveries. I think Middlesex will still want 200 here. That's 35. So they need to go at 12 and over. Final 3. I think I want at least 200 if they can get there. And that's been a little bit of an issue for Middlesex the last few seasons in T20. Is just a bit of power hitting at the end. They do have the guys that can do it. Higgins, certainly one who can. Cracknell to come in next to. He's got a lot of power. And Deploy as well as a genuine quality batter in the top 4. So could be an important 18 balls in terms of the match here. Big difference really between 185 and 210. And it's 1 big over really. That's the difference between those 2 scores. This is interesting. Back to De Lange. Now is he going to go a lot of pace off here? Or back himself with full pace on?
Low full toss, straight to the fielder. Well, if you're going for the Yorker, miss long, don't miss short, that's why.
Lewis de Plooy will be a bit disappointed, really. He dragged this from outside, off stump. If he'd gone straight down the ground, he would have got the boundary. And he had his premeditated thought that he wanted to go up and over, long on. Unfortunately, just picked out the fielder flat straight to him. And again, he walks off just like Kane Williamson, disappointed because he's been sawn off as he was just going up through the gears. But I'm excited to see some Joe Cracknell. Normally bats higher up the order, doesn't he? Opened the batting before in T20, batted in the top 3, top 4. Super talented young batter, come through the North Middlesex Cricket Club system, as a lot of players have here at Middlesex. He's a super talent wicketkeeper as well.
Oh, first ball, Yorker. That is a beaut from De Lange. And now he's on a hat-trick.
Sorry, Joe, commentator's curse from me, but that is an absolutely perfect Yorker from Marchand De Lange. Have a look at this again. Play that first ball. Good luck. He goes down as well, the big man. Just a cursory celebration, but that is quick. That is, in terms of length, just absolutely perfect. And line as well, tailing into that off stump. That's nasty to get first up. Not too much that Joe Cracknell can do. What a start for Gloucestershire in this very important 18th over. Bang, bang goes De Lange.
Oh, Cracknell hit the first 2 balls of the final over at Gloucestershire for 6. Middlesex needing 32. Just short of it, actually, maybe 28 to win off that final over. He hit the first 2 balls for 6, and he thought could he, but he was out. Or I think he dragged a single the next ball, actually. But yeah, hat-trick ball now for Luke Hullman to face. It's a difficulty for Middlesex. Sometimes you talk about picking a bowler. The bowler here really is avoid pain. It's not so much pick a bowler, it's avoid pain. You've got to go after the others. That opens up opportunities, which De Lange's taken. Here's the hat-trick ball. Right arm over to the left-handed Hullman. You imagine this is going to be on those toes again. Full and straight. Single for Hullman to get off the mark. Both capable of big shots, as Gohar is to come next.
It's funny, isn't it? We had a hat-trick ball in a test match today. Bumrah, who's got 1 before in test cricket. T20, they're a bit more regular, aren't they? You get quite a few. It's not unusual to hear of a hat-trick being taken in a season. You probably get more than 1 in a season, don't you? I guess in the blast. But I wonder what the record is for most hat-tricks in a T20 career. I have to try and look that up somewhere.
Was it Malinga that was top for a long while of the wickets taking column in T20? He's probably been overtaken now, hasn't he? But he would have to be one of those top guys, wouldn't it? Malinga. Can't think who overtook him now.
Just did a quick Google search, which might be wrong. It says Rashid Khan holds the record for the most hat-tricks in T20 cricket. He's got 4 hat-tricks. Wow.
There's that Yorker again. He's nailing them, isn't he, De Lange? There we go, Yorker again to Higgins, because I fancy this is a shot where with 2 overs to go and Payne to bowl 1 of them, Higgins will be looking at this and thinking, swing hard. Yorker it is, dug out, well bowled. That's a great over from De Lange. 3 singles, 2 wickets. It's very much changed the trajectory at the end of this innings. 168 for 5 after 18.
Stunning over from the big man, wasn't it? Doesn't get much better than that at this stage of the innings. And he just went Yorker, the old-fashioned Yorker. If you can nail it, it is the hardest delivery to play in cricket. And he nailed probably 3 or 4 absolutely spot on in that over. And once again, the momentum goes back to Gloucestershire. That could be a very important over come the end of this match. Middlesex will hope not. They can, of course, get back on track with a couple of big overs here. But De Lange just backed himself there, didn't he? Nothing fancy, just I'm going to come in and bowl Yorkers. You get that slightly wrong, it's a risky delivery, but if your skills are bang on, it's the best option.
David Payne, none for 22 from 3. Going for the Yorker, it's pushed just wide of long on, not wide enough to find the second. Payne to Higgins, I know each other very, very well.
Of course, yeah. Higgins will know all of these guys really well. The Gloucestershire team hasn't changed too much over the years. And he's been a few years down there. Kind of made his name, didn't he, really? Particularly with his red ball bowling. His batting has flourished a lot more at Middlesex.
Now, low full toss. Oh, just short. I think it might have carried indeed, but it was a difficult chance down there.
Oh, yeah, it carried. It's another drop catch. It's a tough one. Coming in and diving in, Miles Hammond. He did get 2 hands to it, though. I think he'll feel like he should have taken that at this level. You could hear the sound of the ball slapping into his hands. It hit the hands very hard. Not easy, but standards are high when you get to professional level.
Slow ball, well bowled.
They just can't find the boundary at a crucial point now, Middlesex. Paying slightly different tactics to Dalanga. He's going for more changes of pace, but he's got a really good slow ball actually. He was kind of dips on the batter at the last minute, that off cutter. You can really see the dip on the TV screen.
Up and over, and inside out. Boundary against Payne, which is valuable. I was going to say, if they could take him for 30 off his 4, they'd probably take that.
Top shot from Ryan Higgins, just got the width that he wanted, threw everything at that, the kitchen sink, up and over on purpose, out towards the coffee truck, and the ice cream truck as well. That's the red coffee truck. I'll be in there later, definitely the ice cream truck.
Use of the feet, has he got to it? Has he got all of it? It's just cleared the fielder. Just about made the pitch. A sweet swing, even if not the sweetest time, and he points to the pavilion.
If you're going to go hard. He threw everything again at this Ryan Higgins. It was nowhere near the middle of the bat, but he just muscled it over, didn't he? Someone near the bottom of the bat. Ollie Price thought he was in business, but he wasn't. Well, just kept going. 10 off the last 2 balls.
Ticks in a slow ball. Just a single. I tell you what, they've got out of that Payne over really nicely there. And they'll certainly take that against Payne. And it's given them a chance again of that 200. That's quite the over.
18 needed off this final Dalanga over. Well, if he bowls an over like the previous one, it's going to be very hard to get 18, that's for sure. Hopefully he'll miss his length from a Middlesex point of view a little more in this one. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? It's just that psychological mark when you get to 200. There's something about it, isn't there? 200 compared to, say, 195. Just feels a little bit more chaseable.
If he does go with those Yorkers, it kind of feels like you need someone who's a scooper. Neither of these particular are. Oh, that'll do first up. 4 to start the over, and that was a bit of a gift from Dalanga. Banged it in short. Higgins would have relished that.
Ryan Higgins powering this Middlesex innings at the back end. Fast hands again. Wonder why Dalanga decided to go back to a shorter length. Higgins really deep in his crease. He's waiting for that, really. I suspect it's either going to be a change of pace or back to that Yorker now.
There was the attempt at the Yorker. It was a little wide. He gets away with it. Straight to cover. Yeah, you've got to know your man as well, haven't you? It's an easy game from here, isn't it? But Gloucestershire will know Higgins very, very well. But similarly, Hullman, they like to stand up tall and hit the ball hard, don't they? Yorker length, the way to go. And again, just a single.
It's just so good, that delivery, isn't it? You just can't can't do much with that. As you say, Handy, if you've got the scoop in you, that's the only way to really counter it. It's not an easy shot. It's not. We now sort of think, well, every batter's got it. Well, they don't. There only are a few batters that do it every side, that do scoop. And it just means that the bowler can run up. They'll have all this information. They'll have gone through it with the analyst, who's a scooper, who isn't. The Langer will know. So you can just run up and try and hit that Yorker without worrying too much about that shot.
Mid-offs up here for Hullman. He's either step back into his crease or step down the track. Oh, that's clever from Langer. Hullman had it in mind, didn't he? He was going to go off down the track.
Clever and also nasty from the batter's point of view. You come down and the last thing you think is you're going to have to take evasive action. Good bowling there. He banged that one in, really bent his back too. That flew through to the keeper.
Like Darvin Lamb mentioned all those years ago, that at that point Langer was the quickest he'd faced. Hullman felt that there. I think he took the step back into his crease on this one. It's only going to be a single though. This is good from Langer.
Right, final ball. Be nice to get up over 190 if Middlesex can do it. You have to say, Langer, he's been the pick of the bowlers really. He's been the story as far as Gloucestershire are concerned. The last 2 overs really prevented Middlesex from getting over 200. Can they finish with a flourish though?
That's a fine finish. 4 off the first ball. He got that one wrong, but boy, he got the rest right. Just 3 singles off the final 5 balls. Middlesex shy of the 200, which they'd have had their eye on. It could have been a lot worse though. It wasn't one of the end of innings collapses, and 28 from that man has put them in a very, very good position. 2 runs more than they made on Wednesday night against Hampshire. Smile from Higgins. I reckon they're pretty happy with that. We'll see. We'll be back in just under 10 minutes here on the live enhanced stream. Matt Kabir Floyd alongside myself, Kevin Ham, bringing you this one. The live enhanced stream from Middlesex. It's in association with Dafabet.
Let's have another big applause for Middlesex, who post 189 for 5 from their 20 overs. 54 off 37 for the captain, Plooy. 52 off 30 for Kane Williamson. Excellent contributions too from Stephen Eskenazi, Ben Geddes and Ryan Higgins. We expect Gloucestershire 190 to win. Delighted to be joined by Kane Williamson here to Kane mascot Harry City in half century today. How pleased were you with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the half back is an important I think the difference
Put on 92 with the captain, Plooy, his first half century assist. How well did he go? Very nearly defended 187 2 days ago. 189 after that.
I mean, it's always it's good to as well, so that can be nice and smart.
I think the program what you were talking after this. Well, Kane Williamson, everybody. Keep your eyes open now in the crowd as we wait for the second innings to begin, because it is time for blast-off. Scatter blast, everybody. Pinky and his friends will be coming from firing t-shirts into the crowd, so if you want to get your hands on one of those, make some noise. Good news for you all here at Merchant School. At the end of the game, over by the big screen, the players will become available to sign autographs. So if you fancy getting one or two or many of them, please make your way over to the big screen at the end of the game. In the meantime, if you haven't done so yet, please do pop along to our family fun zone. Pinky's Pavilion, a dedicated area for kids to play on the school side of the ground. Please do pay Pinky's Pavilion a visit, play some fun games and collect a boundary card and enjoy other free giveaways too. Make sure you also visit the Middlesex ticket pop-up shop today, available near the main entrance, where you can take advantage of a special 20% discount that's available today on the full range of Middlesex store merchandise. Plenty of bargains to be had over there. At the Middlesex shop, you can also find information on joining Middlesex as a member. And with our new half-season membership offer now available, priced at just £145 for full adult membership for the remainder of the season, there's never been a better time to join. And if you do join today, we'll refund the cost of today's ticket. So get over and take advantage of that. The second innings is nearly underway, so please give a warm welcome back to the field. Our umpires, Hassan Adnan and Naeem Ashraf. And your Middlesex led onto the field by Captain Lewis Plooy.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Merchant Taylor School, live enhanced stream here in association with Dafabet. Kevin Hand, Matt Kabir, Floyd alongside me for this one. It's going to be Noah Cornwell to open up for Middlesex in the chase. He's from the Benham end. Higgins 28 and Hullman 4, as you see at the bottom there. Middlesex is 189 for 5. It's there or thereabouts. I'd say it's not quite match winning, but certainly it's going to be a test. Two batters going to 50 for Middlesex, and they're 189 for 5. So it will be, well, it will eventually be the two Gloucestershire batters only making their way to the middle just now. The umpire's been out there for a while, and so both of the openers and the fielders have been in position for a while, but the batter's only just getting out to the middle. Hammond and Short out to open for Gloucestershire. I'm not quite sure you can time out both openers.
That'd be quite funny if you could, wouldn't it? Suddenly 3 and 4 have got to go out there, and maybe they're not ready either. You can time out the whole top 4. Yeah, Darcy Short is going to be the danger man here, isn't he? He's so powerful. Got runs, didn't he, in the first game between these two sides. Let's get rid of him early. This ground is going to be too small for him if he finds it anywhere near the middle of the bat. Good test for young Noah Cornwell, who's feel like he's come on nicely, isn't he, this year? This season will be an important one for him, just to find his feet in the team, and he's getting a good run out.
And that's a nice start. Hammond squared up.
Yeah, great start. Turned him into an S, as Nasser Hussain would say. His back leg splays out, hard length, bit of seam movement away, perfect.
We saw a hint of seam movement at the start of the Middlesex innings, didn't we? It wasn't there for long at all. And with the white ball, it's often the way. Oh, now, that was tight to being a wide, actually. But there was shape on it again for Cornwell, shape away.
Again, swinging the new ball, just right at the end, just tails away, just inside that blue line. So good decision by the ump. I think Cornwell could have a long career in the Middlesex colours. The way he started, he's super talented. He's tall as well. Big learning experience for him this season.
It's nice again, isn't it? Right onto the spot. This is a brilliant start from Cornwell. Yeah, Sharma at Grace Road in that championship match picked up a 4-fer and grabbed all the headlines. But I think between the pair of them, Middlesex have a really good seam bowling future. Ishan Kaushal as well. A few other younger names around looking to challenge, and of course Blake Cullen struggling with injuries at the moment. Wow. I'll tell you what, this has put Middlesex's innings already into a little bit of perspective.
Well, that was a great win in that first-class game against Leicestershire, and this has been traditional first-class bowling to start off with by Noah Cornwell. Just hitting a length, hint of movement away. Brilliant start.
Yeah, he didn't play down at Bristol against Gloucestershire, and I think on reflection that was probably a mistake. It's a lovely shot, and that time just a little too straight, over pitched, it ramps up towards us. Boundary to get him going.
just straightened his line slightly, didn't he? And that's just meat and drink for a left-hander, that sort of line and length. Nicely timed, though, by Hammond.
And a good finish from Cornwall. Just the boundary, the only scoring shot in the opening over, really good. There's the youngster who's taken off his hat and his sunglasses. So it's not going to be Tom Helm or Zafar Gohar, it's going to be Sebastian Morgan.
What a moment for him. Professional debut today. Seb Morgan, talented young bowling all-rounder. He's been playing for England under 19s. In fact, if you've been watching that series or keeping up to date with it, he dismissed Vaibhav Suryavanshi the other day. The phenomenon, the 14-year-old phenomenon who's already got a rapid 100 in that series, and of course 100 in the IPL as well. Probably the hottest property in India right now in terms of young players, and he's in Seb Morgan's pockets. That's not a bad start to his career. Cannot wait to see what he's got, and that's a lot of responsibility he's been given here as well by Lewis de Plooy. Go out there straight away, new ball in hand. I think it's a good tactic. Did it with Navya Sharma when he made his debut against Essex. Get the young man in the game early.
Wide Yorker. Oh no! Oh well. I was going to say that's a beautiful wide Yorker to begin. That looks a little on the harsh side from the umpire there, and I think that confirms it.
Very harsh. First ball on your debut. You don't need that, do you? That was perfect, as you say. It was like perfect death bowling. Went straight to death bowling and nailed his wide Yorker. That should have been a dot ball.
Nice follow-up from the youngster. Yeah, they've got 6 bowlers in this game, with Hullman and Zafar Gohar, the 2 spinners, Helm, Cornwell, Higgins and Morgan, the 4 seamers. So I think it's really clever to go to the youngster first rather than hold him back and let the nerves begin. Just throwing the ball, get out there, get going. It goes.
Yeah. It's also tough though, isn't it? You know, field up, bit of both really.
It's the legs, he gets away with it, straight to the fielder. Just a slight problem with his follow through there, which actually is in the danger zone, so he needs to be careful and not linger on that too much.
Yeah, I like what I see so far. He's got a nice approach, lovely rhythmical run up, nice action. You can see there, he's still a very young man. He's going to fill out at some point. He's not the biggest guy, he's not particularly tall either, so expect him to be fairly skiddy. Just have a look at this lovely run up and smooth action.
Top of off. Single down to long leg. Scooped. Percentage shot. Picks up the boundary.
Just got the width, purposely went up and over. Hammond, good shot. Let me see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to bowl full. Just get into the game. Good start. I'm sure he's feeling a lot more relaxed now. He's bowled these forward deliveries around the wicket though. To Hammond, try and deny him the width.
Oh, that'll be a wide. Yeah, it was. I thought he was going to get away with it. Which should have been a redemption for the first ball of the over.
The umpire owes him one, but I don't think he was going to get that one. That was definitely a wide. But it shows he's thinking about his game. You're changing the angle, changing the length.
Now Cry's catch, but oh, it's a great catch. Deploy holds on, and Morgan has his first wicket in his first over, and he has a very big smile on his face as well.
Seb Morgan, welcome to professional cricket. A wicket in his very first over, and actually, you can't say he hasn't deserved it by the way he started off his spell. No timing at all here, high on the bat from Hammond, but it's all about the fielder really. He makes great ground to his right. The captain, Deploy, gets two hands to the ball as well. Head would have been bobbling all over the place, keeps his eyes on it. That's a really good catch, that is. At one point you thought he might be able to get away with it. It was a full shot. Let's look at his face there. That's the moment when you get your first wicket for Middlesex. Look how much it means to him as well. He'll remember that for the rest of his life.
I was just thinking he needed to get out of the over. He's got one more ball to go. He's got Bancroft to bowl to. He's got a wicket though. That'll certainly buy him at least one more over today.
And he's got two Australian international batters to bowl at as well. Cameron Bancroft, very experienced. He's played a lot of county cricket as well. If he can just close us out with a dot ball, he'll be over the moon with this first over.
What having the sixth bowler does as well, it just buys Lewis Deploy a couple of options, doesn't it? It's not quite captaincy by numbers as it has to be when you've got five bowlers. Little two straight. Bancroft times it nicely. It should race away. It does. Boundary's finished the over, but a wicket for Morgan.
Just a little lesson for the young man. In T20, you got to always close out your over, and he's just a little bit loose again on his line. And someone of Bancroft's quality is going to put that away all day long. Look how quick that outfield is as well. He wasn't completely middled. Once he got through, no chance for Deploy to cut that off. But still, it's a good start by Middlesex. Only 15 off the first two overs bowled by the two young men, and they've got crucial early breakthrough as well.
Cornwall goes again. So they still hold Helm back. For 5 dot balls in that first over, just slightly over pitched on one.
He's just keeping it simple at the moment. No, Cornwell, isn't he? He's just treating this like a first-class game, really. Just coming up and hitting a good length. His line's been pretty good as well. Be interesting to see what he does when the batters start changing things up, start moving around the crease, maybe advancing down, giving themselves room.
It's viewed again. As you said, this is just good line and length bowling, isn't it?
Yeah, and there is a bit of movement for him as well. Again, that's probably more seam movement than swing. Definitely went away fairly significantly from Darcy Short there. I wonder if it's worth just keeping the slip in for as long as possible. Slip at the moment is wide. It's not a first slip.
Bit of width on that, and it's punished. First boundary for Darcy Short.
Yeah, the length was fine. It was just a little bit of width that enabled Darcy Short. Maybe a bit full as well, actually. It wasn't a genuine half volley, but it was something he could drive on the up. Most left-handers are strong through that offside area. Darcy Short as well. He's a good leg side player too. It's a lot of his sixes in that arc between long on and cow corner.
Oh, now catch it is the cry. Sounded more like it was pad to me, but
yeah, it sounded paddy, didn't it? Don't think there was any bat there. It was a dull thud. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's just beating him for pace, really.
Well, I was going to say, Cornwell here is almost bowling himself into that championship game against Northamptonshire here at North with that seam movement that we've seen, a little bit of swing. It's that different angle of approach, isn't it? Especially with the Kookaburra, you need options. Oh, there you go again. Say, 2 Australian internationals, but Cornwell's having a fine time of it.
First time he's taken a bit of pace off here, I think. He's rolled his fingers across this one. But again, the length was really good, just back of a good length. Such a hard length to hit in any kind of cricket, particularly on a pitch like this, which is maybe not the quickest in the world, and not the truest. Smart bowling from the young man. Now, can he close out this over? Yes, he can. Really good first 2 overs from Noah Cornwell. They've gone for just 8. Now, will we see another over of Seb Morgan or not? Looks like he's going to have a blow, and we're going to get the leader of the attack in, Tom Helm, who's having a great season. Picked up 17 wickets, I think, this season. Tom Helm, by far and away Middlesex's most potent bowler. He's really enjoying being the senior man now. You know, when he first started out, it wasn't that long ago, really. He was the junior man, and now the likes of Tim Murtagh, Toby Rowland-Jones, not around. Toby Rowland-Jones not in the T20 side anyway, so Helm's the man who's got to take up the mantle.
Oh, he gets away with it, and could have had a run out as well. And it's Morgan again, he can do no wrong.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it? You get a wicket and then a direct hit run out in your first couple of overs of professional cricket. Did really well to cut it off initially. I thought, once that ball came out in the hand, I thought, oh, that's a freebie, that's going to be tickled fine for 4, but came around quickly and then got his throw away. I think it would have been out, possibly, if he'd hit there.
Just an easy tobacco point. Yeah, I think this is why Middlesex will be disappointed this year. Helm's fit and bowling really well at the moment, leading the attack. I think their plans have been messed up a little. Little has been unavailable, having been brought in for this competition. Injury to Cullen.
Change of pace, good change of pace. One of Tom Helm's strengths. Good back of the hand, slower ball. Yeah, it's definitely not the bowling attack or seam bowling attack that Middlesex would have envisaged having in this competition. They would have wanted, as you say, Blake Cullen and Josh Little. That completely changes the complexion of the side. But often, with those injuries, brings opportunity. And he wouldn't have been able to have a good look at Cornwell. Wouldn't have been able to get the likes of Navya Sharma in and Morgan in today.
Oh, no, again, that would have gone. Cornwell.
Now, that was a good opportunity because, unlike with the Morgan one, we had to move around to his right and then set himself and throw. This went straight to Cornwell, nice bounce into the hands. He had 3 stumps to aim at. And I think he would have backed himself to hit there. If he'd hit, that was wicket number 2. Missed opportunity.
Slow ball, well bowled. So difficult to play. Tom Helm, slower balls.
2. No. In the end, sent back. That would have been tight. Zafar herring in. Really good first over by Tom Helm as well. That goes for just 3. Middlesex would be very happy with that run rate at the moment, just 5.5. Mainly the youngsters that have got them there. Tom Helm hitting his strap straight away. And that slower ball is such a potent weapon for him. It comes out really slow, doesn't it, the back of the hand ball, but he more often than not nails the length on it. So even though the batter's got loads of time to see the ball coming, it just seems to dip on them, be of a length where it's hard to power out the ground. We see a bit of Ryan Higgins now, another experienced bowler from the other end.
Well, they'll feel they want a wicket here now, Middlesex, because this is such a good start. 22 for 1 after 4, but as long as those names, Bancroft and Short, are in the middle, those two will have no qualms about chasing anything and managing this innings. To begin for Higgins, just slips out, but Higgins is the kind of guy you want at this stage, isn't he? To reinforce the foundations that have been laid down already.
Yeah, very different role for him in white ball cricket than in red ball cricket. He's such a potent force in the red ball cricket. The way he moves the ball, relentless accuracy, he's just had to change things up in white ball cricket. Like that. Nice bit of change of pace. Completely deceived Bancroft, who was expecting pace on. That's why he got down for that shot. He wouldn't have done had he known it was going to be a slower delivery. Such a game of cat and mouse, isn't it? In this T20 game, bowlers trying to predict what batters are doing. Batters trying to predict what bowlers are going to do.
Oh, wow, is that gone? Wow, he's edged it off middle and leg.
Ah, lucky. That would have gone straight down, probably a wide first slip, second slip's throat. Yeah, probably even just a wide first slip. Trying to play it quite square, wasn't he? If he played it with a straighter bat, might have had more joy in terms of finding the middle of the bat. Trying to go up and over mid-wicket.
Now the cry is catch, it's just shy of deep square. Ben Geddes out there with the sunnies on, looking into the setting sun.
Yeah, the lack of timing helped out Bancroft there. He absolutely plinked that one. Found it somewhere close to the middle of the bat, then Geddes was in business. Very sedate start by Darcy Short. 6 off 12. Doesn't often do that. He often comes in all guns blazing. Could we see a big shot coming in these next couple of deliveries?
There it is. Wow, that is big. That's hammered over the sight screen.
Wow, this is an unbelievable shot, really, because sound for a start, and it went quite flat, but it still went over the sight screen. Look at this, it doesn't really get up that high, but it still goes over the sight screen. That's a serious hit, that. Normally you get it over the sight screen here, you've got to get a bit more elevation, but that didn't get above 30 meters or so, I would say.
You're hitting uphill as well, aren't you? Because you're running downhill from the Benham end, so not only that, you're actually hitting that back uphill over the top of the sight screen, which adds to everything you just said.
He's a powerful, powerful man, Darcy Short. That's why he's the kind of batter you need to get out early, because once he gets in, gets his eye in, very hard to stop him. It's a bit like a golf tee shot, wasn't it, that previous 6? Just a line drive straight down the fairway. No movement whatsoever. It's one of those that you hit, look up quickly, pick up your tee, and just walk off, because you know that's perfect.
No full toss, great stop at cover. Luke Hullman in there. Not a position you often see Hullman, but a brilliant tumbling stop.
Yeah, this was hit very hard. He hardly had any time to react. Did really well, Hullman, to get down and get something on this. There you go. You can't even see the ball in the frame. That's how hard it was hit. It was down to his right. Did well. So still only going at 7.2 and over in this power play. Gloucestershire. Middlesex have a good final over in this power play. They'll definitely be on top, even despite only taking 1 wicket.
Oh, squirts past the stumps, but good sliding stop. Williamson holding them to a single. Yeah, it wasn't a prolific power play from Middlesex, wasn't it? They didn't reach us. So both sides here on Wednesday both got into the 60s. At the end of the first 6. Both likely to be shy of the 60s here today.
Yeah, 51 for 2 for Middlesex. Gloucestershire can still get there, but they need a big over here.
Just set up, didn't it? Quite get hold of it short.
Even when he doesn't get hold of it, the ball still flies off the bat. Middon had no chance there. That went very straight from Darcy Short. We've just seen 2 shots in the last 2 overs, what he can do and how dangerous he can be with that power. Slow ball is a good option for Darcy Short here.
Hooked for a couple here. Deep square comes around. Just the single. Geddes again on the rope, tidying up. Feels like they could do with a wicket here, Middlesex, because these two feel like they're setting themselves up. Now, that's up and over, and it's going to be a boundary. 1 bounce.
More luck for Bancroft. This has been a scratchy innings by him. 2nd time that he's trying to hoik to the leg side. He's got a horrible outside edge, which has just flown wide of any fielders. 2nd boundary in that area. Do need luck on your side in T20 as well. Moral victory for Tom Helm, but he's still gone for 10 in his first 4 deliveries. Under pressure for these final 2.
Hooks hard. Quite got hold of it though, as he sweeping up a single more.
Remember when Tom Helm burst on the scene when he was a young whippersnapper? He had real pace, didn't he? Real pace. I think he was kind of in the England frame a little bit, wasn't he? England Lions, and talked up quite a lot. Do you think he's still got the pace that he had when he burst on the scene?
It's hard to say, really. It was always a spell at Worcestershire. I think it was 5 for 35. Now, has he nicked it? He has, up and over the keeper.
Strange shot, wasn't it? He's trying to go up and over the keeper, up and over the offside. It ends up going over the leg side. Yeah, extraordinary. Does the keeper, Joe Cracknell. If that was going where he intended it to, I think Cracknell would have been in business, but somehow that ball found itself onto the leg side. So it's a good end to the power play for Gloucestershire. Not a great one for Middlesex. Expensive over from Helm there. And you're talking about his pace. Got a 5 for against Worcestershire.
Yeah, it was very early on. He got 5 for 35. Pretty sure that was it. New Road, and all of the bowling brains trust of England were there. Jeff Arnold, a few others, all very, very impressed with how he went. And yeah, it looked as though there was England on. As they said at that point, that's basically Test cricket from Tom Helm they'd just seen. So yeah, I don't know whether he lost, but I mean, he hasn't played anywhere near the number of games he'd have liked to over the years, and mainly because of injury. Here's Zafar Gohar into the attack for the first time.
Also playing against his old side, isn't he? Zafar Gahar. Had a bit of time at Gloucestershire. A few players who've moved between Middlesex and Gloucestershire over the years. So he should know these batters pretty well. Incidentally, nothing in it at the power play. Both sides made 51. The difference being Gloucestershire lost only 1 wicket compared to Middlesex's 2.
Slapped. Just a single. Oh, no, it's got through. Cornwell on the ropes.
And again, the ball's just rocketing off the bat of Darcy Short. This was a lovely swing from him, wasn't it? Just effortless. That didn't look like he's trying to hit it too hard at all. It just flew past Cornwell. He probably thought he had a bit more time initially. Got there and realised he wasn't there. Darcy Short having got himself in, what was it, 6 off 12 balls, he's suddenly 26 off 18. This is ominous for Middlesex. Need to find a way of getting him out. Test for Zafar Gahar as well. Regulation left arm spinner, ball spinning in to an aggressive left-hander. Sees deep in thought there, around the wicket.
Oh, wow. Places that to perfection, backward point. And a deepish gully.
No, so just with the angle created by going around the wicket, that's enabled Darcy Short to just free his arms at that width. We saw it with Lewis deploy when Middlesex were batting, and just get it through that gap, and that's 4 all day long. Right, what do you got now, Zafar?
Oh, he's dragged that wide. Really dragged that one down. What are they, 20? Just gone 20 on the board, aren't they, after 4 overs. I'd say at that point it felt like Middlesex needed a wicket, because as long as these two are together, they will build happily, no matter the strike rate. But they're getting that scoring rate up for sure now.
Yeah, good little period for Gloucestershire. It feels like Zafar Gahar to the left-hander anyway, just a bit unsure as to what his plan should be. Went over the wicket, round the wicket, back to over the wicket. A bit simpler though for the right-hander.
Single again. Pressure's on the bowler. Happily tickle the singles, those 2 early boundaries. So much experience. I reckon the match management of these two now could become a big, big problem for Middlesex. There you go. Tickle again to end the over. 7 bowls. Gloucestershire 64 for 1.
Solid base this for Gloucestershire. Middlesex obviously would like a wicket. It's not quite panic stations yet, but it will be if these two take the score up past 100 with all the batting that they've got to come. Fairly deep. We've got the likes of Ollie Price, Jack Taylor, Ben Charlesworth, Graham Van Buren. And again, ball spinning in to an aggressive left-hander. This is going to be a test for Luke Hullman, who again had a pretty decent season with the ball.
Yeah, he and Gohar went for over 100 runs at Bristol, as Gloucestershire put on just over 200. Came back and bowled absolutely beautifully, as he has done across the competition. As he said, Floydie, here on Wednesday, went well again. Picked up a couple of wickets, and he did the post-match interviews. He said it had been an emotional time for him. He was really upset with his performance at Bristol, but it's the highs and lows that you've got to meet as a young player. That's kind of the next step, isn't it? When you realise, hold on a minute, you've got to shelve that one and move on. Drifting down, straightening enough.
Yeah, I think Luke's questioning that. I think he was told drifting down because he saw him repeat that if you're a lip reader out there. Let's have a look at it. It was drifting down. Probably, maybe umpire's call.
And after the appeal, a big pick-up, but straight to the fielder, and it's Kane Williamson with a tumbling stop on the rope. What a grab that is from the Kiwi, and what a smile that is for Luke Hullman.
Yeah, he's a little bit grumpy. The previous delivery thought he had Bancroft LBW, but no damage done at all. And this is a good catch as well, made to look pretty simple by Williamson. He had a bit of ground to make up to his left, steadied himself, took it reverse cup, and then had a little tumble. But well bowled. Luke Hullman stuck to his guns. Bancroft had to reach for that slog sweep. Big celebration from Luke. We love Luke. He always wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? Whether he's happy or he's disappointed, you always know with Luke Hullman, you know where you stand. And that's an important breakthrough for Middlesex. That partnership was looking dangerous. And even though Short's looking probably the most dangerous, that wasn't Bancroft's most fluent innings ever, but he's still a top-notch international player. Good to get him out of there before he gets into full stride. Got a young, talented English batter in Ollie Price, who's come to the crease now.
Yeah, I think they really needed that. Middlesex feel a little bit better about life now. That could have been a very dangerous and potentially match-winning partnership. Now, 2 in 2. It's a great grab from Helm. Tumbling stop again. First it was Williamson. This one was just as difficult. Really had to sprint to get there and stretch at the last. And Hullman's on a hat-trick.
I think this is the pick of the 3 catches we've seen from Middlesex from the big man, Tom Helm. He had to make great ground to his left. Look at this. Dive forward as well. He's running sideways and slightly forward. I mean, that is tough. That is really tough, especially for a big guy like him. Superb catch. I think that's even better than Lewis deploys. He had to get low to the ground too. Thank God he had his height in the end. He needed it to reach that ball. And all of a sudden, this innings is looking very different. Luke Hullman turning it on his head. He can't believe it. Look at it.
It's been emotional. Yeah, it was, as you mentioned, tall, fast bowler. It was reminiscent of all those tall, fast bowlers over the years. Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, swooping to pick up like that. Amazing how the game's changed, isn't it? Absolutely amazing, because you do. Stephen Finn, Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah, I'm not sure Finney's catching that, to be honest with you.
I don't know, I don't know, yeah. He was pretty good. He was gunning for backward points at one stage.
Come on, that's a bit much.
He never got there.
He never got there.
Sorry, Finney.
Tom Helm, though, he can get a backward point after that. It was magnificent. So we got another hat-trick ball. Marshawn Belonga had one in the Middlesex innings. Coleman's got one here. Got a slip in place.
Taylor survives. For now. Nice stroke, just a single. Ends the over. 2 singles, but 2 wickets in the over, and Luke Hullman will be smiling at the moment. Maybe not right this second, but actually he's gone back to his grumpy face, hasn't he? He's got his game face on, but inside, he will feel an awful lot better than he did at Bristol. As he said, that you've got to meet those highs and lows in a different way. But a couple of back-to-back games like this for Hullman will certainly do his confidence the world of good. 66 for 3 after 8.
Still a glorious evening here at Merchant Taylor's School in Northwood, just up the M1 from London. And we could have a close game on our hands as well. You see there the yellow worm of Gloucestershire has just dipped below the Middlesex worm, so just sneaking above it, and that wicket as well, that all important 2 wickets, 2 dots there, has probably put Middlesex on top here. Required rate now over 10. A good time to bring back Seb Morgan on debut. Good first over, picked up first wicket of the day. What can he do from the other end?
Just drags it down first ball. It's going to be a boundary, but you're right, this is the right time for Plooy to bring back Morgan. Now is the moment, the wicket taken. Change of ends for Morgan here. He was running up the hill from the Lake End. He's now running down the hill from the Benham, and it's very much like Hove, as opposed to the slope at Lords. This is from top to bottom, isn't it? Side to side at Lords, Hove. The Sea End and the Cromwell Road end, you're very much running straight up or straight downhill as you are here. It's not quite the same inclination, but it's not far off. But the direction of it the same, so having run up the slope, he's now running down it, which can just take a moment or two to settle, particularly if you're a youngster. There we go, better follow up.
I think it's good captaincy from Lewis de Plooy as well to bring him on now. Just got 2 quick wickets. You think Gloucestershire might just want to take stock for an over or 2. So a good time for Morgan to come in, try and get a tightish over under his belt. Get him relaxed even more.
It's a single taken.
Missed out a little bit there, Jack Taylor. That was a very cuttable line and length. Found the middle of the bat, but picked out Zafar sweeping on the boundary. Darcy Short feels like he hasn't had much of the strike in the last couple of overs, last 3 or 4 overs, I'd say. It's just 22 balls so far out of a potential, what is it, 51.
Oh, that's going to be a wide. That was tight, you know. I reckon that was marginal.
It was more of a wide of the one that was given in his first over, just to the right of the right line, the blue line rather. Yeah, that one didn't come out quite as he wanted, but at least he's thinking about variations, mixing it up. Nice. It's nice, good hard length. Short looks quizzically at the pitch. Might have held up a little bit. Not the first time that he's been squared up slightly today. He was deployed, just sticking tight to his young bowler, offering advice. What's your plan, son? What if he does this? You got your field right.
Oh, that's good again, and he nearly gets the reward.
Only 1 run in the end. Oh, so close to being that 4th wicket. I think this was just short. No pace on the delivery at all. Really good slow ball. Oh, maybe just yorked Stevie Eskenazi, is it? Who was there coming in? It would have been a spectacular catch if he'd got there. Yeah, Eskenazi. But he deceived Short there without change of pace. Back of the hand, slow ball. Right, close it out, young man.
That wasn't a bad ball. Can he get away with it? He can. They'll take 2. But that was a good finish. He did close it out well then at the end of the night. 75 for 3.
Right, talking about Seb Morgan, have a look at this. This is him getting out a current Australian opening batter in Test cricket, Sam Constance, with a lovely little nip backer. This was in the Under-19 World Cup. Played in South Africa. This one at Kimberley. What was it, a couple of years ago? That's what he can do. Thanks to the guys for queuing that up. He's a very promising young man, and I'll tell you what, quite impressed with his first 2 overs so far today.
Two for two from his first for Hullman. What can he do in this? Oh, who's fizzed that at him? I think it was Zafar Gohar with the flat throw there.
Yeah, interesting to see how these two Gloucestershire batters play it with these two quick Hullman wickets. You know, are they worried about losing another one in the next 3 overs or so? In which case, that could suit Middlesex. That required rate could push up beyond 10.5.
Just dragged it short. Gets away with it. Just a single. It's funny, isn't it? That was not one of the better balls that he's bowled, and that's why, you know, days like Bristol and days like Wednesday and days like today, especially as a young spinner, but even as an experienced spinner. Stephen mentioned Stephen Finn again. There was a game at Glamorgan. Bowled his, I think he picked up his best T20 figures, and he said, Kev, I bowled absolute dirt. It was, you know, but that's T20 cricket. There are days where you will rock up and you will bowl some absolute beauts, and you will go for 50 runs, take no wickets. Then daylight today, I've bowled dirt and I've taken 4 for 20, I think he took. That goes up, and it'll keep going, I think. Clearing long on.
Yeah, that was right in Darcy Short's arc. That is, if you're going to explain a Darcy Short classic shot, it's that really. Just stand and deliver, no feet movement, whacking it over long on. Hullman has been dragging his length back a bit before that. This one, though, just a bit fuller, and he was punished. Punished there as well, too short, and the line was wrong there. So the thing is with Short is while he's there, Gloucestershire will feel that they're never really going to be too far off the required rate, because he can always catch up. He can play out a couple of dot balls, but he can catch up very quickly in the space of a couple of balls, as he has done here. He's 45 off 28 now. Remember, he started 6 off 12. He's got 39 of his last 16 balls.
Dot ball to end the over. He's got out of it slightly there, because that was a good stop by Helm. If that had got through, it would have been another boundary. Well, there we go. Middlesex's partnership at this stage took them all the way, didn't it, towards the 15th. And at that point, they were looking up to 200 and maybe over. 93 for 2 at the same stage, plays 87 for 3. It's tight, but I think Middlesex will fancy their chances here. The bowling attack they've got in this, Helm, that man in screen, Noah Cornwell and young Morgan, whose figures are still on the screen, 1 for 20 from 2. It's just given that extra option, that extra dimension for Elias to Plooy in this game. Benham end for Cornwell's return. Again, past the edge. How many times has he beaten the bat today?
Yeah. And this time going the other way, around the wicket, showing he can nip the ball away as well. There you go, right off the seam. You sense it's all going to be at wickets in hand, this run chase. If Gloucestershire can keep their wickets in hand, keep 3, 4 until the last 5 overs, they'll be in with a good shout. Middlesex just need to keep picking up here and there.
Crunched. Won't get there. Nice attempts from Gohar.
Like a cutter that just sat up in the pitch nicely for Jack Taylor, who kind of baseball style cut that through backward point. He's an interesting batter, Jack Taylor, actually. He used to be a bowler primarily until his action got called. He was an off spinner and got called a few times, couldn't bowl anymore, turned himself into an aggressive T20 batter. He was very much a tail ender when he started.
And now that's cut again. Doesn't quite crunch the same way, but a later cut, and this time it's Just in front of the deep third. 5 playing misses, I'm told, for Cornwall. It feels like more.
Couple of loose deliveries from Noah Cornwell that just sat up and asked to be hit, really. He started so well going past the bat and then just pulled his length back. Too short and too much width, that's the key.
Times Morgan doing the fielding in a cover.
Yeah, over the wicket might be a better option for him. Just means he's less likely to create that width we saw in the previous couple of deliveries.
Into the track, didn't they? The dot balls back to back. Geddes liked it.
Well, he's decided to really dig the ball in this over. We got the line wrong a couple of times. That one hit high up on the bat, high up on the stickers. Really rushed Jack Taylor for pace. Same again. You can hear that's right at the top of the bat. Good signs in terms of his pace there. Just got to be a bit careful, Cornwell. He doesn't just bowl that length. Eventually the batters will get wise. A good finish after those 2 boundaries. Yeah, still very much in the balance this match. 95 or 54. 3 wickets down. It's set up perfectly, really. We could be in for another nail biter. If we are, Middlesex could really do it with getting over the line in one of these tight games. They haven't won many tight ones. They beat Essex by 1 run up at Lord's. First win at Lord's, I think, in 3 years, wasn't it, in T20s? And that's the one really tight game they've won. They tied a game with Hampshire, lost another tight one against Hampshire. They probably should have won here.
Pace off from Higgins. Unusually expensive first over.
Side, I think. I think Higgins knows it. It was only a half-hearted appeal. Yeah. Pushed outside. Might not have even been hitting the stumps. Apart from that, it was out. He's got a very sculpted haircut these days, isn't he, Ryan Higgins? Look at that. The sideburns, the back and side. Not much on the back, is there?
That's up in the air. Shorts, he's clothed it.
Very lucky Jack Taylor. He, as you say, clothed it. Absolutely plinked this one. It's an ugly looking shot, and that saved him in the end. Seen it a few times, actually. They've had a bit of luck. Cameron Bancroft, he edged a couple that looped into space. That one as well. Hey, you fan of that haircut, Andy?
I'm just not making a comment at this point. I might have to interview him afterwards.
See you with a you know, short back and sides. I mean, that's quite a stark short back and sides, isn't it? It's not much of like a sort of gradual fade up, is there? It's just like, it's quite stark. Well, I'm not really the one to be giving anyone advice on haircuts, particularly not Ryan Higgins. It's a lot better than my barnet.
I was going to say, around the back and sides for him, it's as thin as mine's getting on top. saw a little inside tickle on that. It sounded like two noises. Run awarded. End of the 12th, 99 for 3.
Solid over from the veteran. Pendulum keeps swinging in these sort of run chases. Over by over, you get good over for Middlesex. Required rate goes up. Gloucestershire come back with a big over and it comes back down again. 8 overs left, 91 needed. So that's just over 11 and over. Almost 11 and a half. Change of ends for Hullman. Coming down the hill now. I think Darcy Short might fancy a piece here with the ball spinning into him. Jack Taylor on strike first.
Well judged single first up. Here we go. 100 up for Gloucestershire. It's pretty much neck and neck where Middlesex were. They've got to keep that wickets column ticking, Middlesex. They've got to get this man short. Oh, now. Not quite sure that's what he intended, but he got enough of it.
Just battered down the ground. He's just so strong. In between that arc, between long off and long on, and that's his 50. Back-to-back 50s for Darcy Short against Middlesex. Got 80-odd in their win on the weekend, and he's followed that up with another breezy 50, just 34 balls. And while he's there, Middlesex will not be able to relax while he's there at all. They've got to get him out, really, you think, to win the game. If he's there at the end, you can see Gloucestershire getting home.
Goes again.
Just another ball that's just raced to the boundary. Jack Taylor, I think his life flashed before his eyes there briefly. Look at this. Oh, that's about head height as well. Good job he got the duck in there quickly. Just very, very basic but solid batting from Darcy Short, just going dead straight. Hullman's just a little bit full. I think we might see a response from him, pulling his length back. I wonder if Darcy Short's now going to hang back and wait for the pull shot. That ball's been thrown away. Got a new one in the hand, but it's been battered out of shape or something. 2 4s. That's the response from Luke.
Length back slightly.
It's always the way, isn't it, when you're a spinner? You toss a couple up and you get whacked straight back over your head. 99% of the time, the next ball is fired in just back of a length, just to make sure it doesn't happen 3 times in a row.
Well, all the way, it brings up the 50 partnership for the 4th wicket. 26 from 17 from Taylor.
Maybe should have carried on with that firing in policy. This was really looped up, wasn't it? And Jack Taylor, believe his luck, he was waiting for that. Nice controlled swing of the bat from him as well. It's a big over. 16 off the first 5 balls. Over Middlesex would have been dreading. You've got to close it out, Luke Hullman. Do not want to concede another boundary here, then it is a humongous over.
About Hullman for me is he always seems to remain in the fight. I think that's something he's got to stick to. He talks about that, or when he talked about that emotional few days leading up to the last match. But 115 for 3 it is, 13 gone, and 75 from 42. Very manageable this now for Gloucestershire. It's the wickets column that Middlesex really need to focus on right now. They've got to find a way of breaking this partnership.
Required rate's just dipped below 11 slightly. from here, though. I'd be surprised if it didn't go down to the last over. Unless Gloucestershire suddenly caught fire in the next 4 or 5 overs. I'll be able to finish off before then, but just has a feeling about it, this game, that it's going to be nip and tuck right up to the wire. And again, Middlesex don't want to get the ball changed, they just want to get that bit of fluff cut off it. Usually have a pair of scissors out there, don't they, the umpires? He's going across to his mate, square leg umpire, to get the scissors out. Balls have been a hot topic of late. India and England not happy with the Duke's balls, constantly trying to get him changed every 10, 15 overs, it almost seems like at the moment. Feels like there's too much time in cricket to spend changing balls. Hopefully we won't have to do that here. Just take that fluff out, or are they? Yeah, the box is coming out. Maybe they're not happy with the shape of it either.
It did a bit of damage, didn't it? Interesting that Middlesex are looking to go back to Helm here. It was a similar time when Gloucestershire went back to Payne, wasn't it? Went back to the gun bowler to try and make the impact. But yeah, those box of balls. There was a period a couple of years ago, game at Glamorgan. That was where I think it was about 3 games into the season, where it just became apparent there was a problem with the batch of balls that Dukes had produced that year. I think they've sorted out. I think it became machine produced, wasn't it, rather than hand stitched. And they feel that that's what caused the problem. Whether they've gone back to a hand stitched ball now, I don't know. But as you say, in the Test match, it's been an issue. I haven't noted it as much in the Championship this year, but there was a stint for a couple of years where the batch of balls wasn't up to standards. This man's usually up to standard. Helm back into the attack for his 3rd over.
I think this is a sensible move. I think once again it's swinging back towards Gloucestershire slightly, to Middlesex in need of a breakthrough, just to nip this in the bud. Go back to the senior man who's most likely to provide it. Hold him back for 1 though at the end, which you'll probably need from him.
'Indeed. It's beautifully done by Taylor. Goodness me, he's taken to his work today.
Seen a bit of power from Jack Taylor, that was cute. Just a nice flick of the wrist there to guide that ball past Noah Cornwell. So just quietly, he's moved on to 30 off 19 balls. Good partnership this now.
From 39, Middlesex will have painful memories of Gloucestershire smashing 75 off the final 3 overs of a game in T20 cricket here a couple of years back.
Change of field for Darcy Short. The point comes in, Zafar Gohar to point. 3rd drops out to the boundary.
Short ball. Edge down to Morgan at deep 3rd.
Darcy Short's gutted. He feels like he missed out there. Backed away, and then that meant he didn't time the ball. If he stayed where he was, he might be able to uppercut that over. Point for 6.
They've had 1 big over, haven't they, Gloucestershire? Another big over now, and all of a sudden they are right back in this and almost in control. So Middlesex need something from Helm. They need a wicket.
Yeah, I'd say they've just nudged in front because they've only lost 3 wickets. Not quite in full control yet, but you're right. Yeah, another big over, and that will change. Middlesex need something. Need a breakthrough.
Slow ball. Much like Payne, Middlesex batters seeing him off in some ways. Gloucestershire will know to do the same here against Helm. Take too many risks, swing across the line against helm at your risk, at your peril. Let's change up the pace, variations. Seems so hard to hit.
This time, for the left-hander, thirds come up into the ring and cover point is dropped out round the wicket.
Rise catch, just short. Gohar's dropped back, he came up, didn't he? Back he goes, single to end the over. 5 singles and a boundary. 1, 2, 4 for 3 after 14.
Got a decision as to how he's going to juggle his bowlers in the last 6 overs here. Lewis deploy. We've only had 1 over of Zafar Gohar, interestingly. Luke Hullman's bowled 3. Not sure Luke will get another one, perhaps, after his previous over was quite expensive. I think we might see an over of Gohar, you never know. Got 1 left for Helm, 2 for Higgins. So that might be 3 of the overs. And then you've got to find 3 more. Cornwell's got 1 left. Morgan's going to bowl his 3rd now. Suspect we might see 1 over of spin at least.
Really, really interesting moves to bring Morgan back now, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, I think it is good captaincy. I think don't really want to have the young man bowling right at the end in the final 2-3 overs of a tight run chase. So get his 3rd over out of the way now, and then you can decide whether you want him to bowl his full quota of 4.
They've basically taken Gohar out of the attack, haven't they? Might bowl the next one, but Gohar's going to struggle to bowl more than 2 in this innings now.
I think it's the Darcy Short factor, isn't it? They're worried about regulation left arm spinner bowling into the arc of a very powerful left-hander, but he is still your senior spinner.
Oh, that's helped on its way. Not quite the Surya Kumar, but
just a poor line down the leg side. More often than not, that's going to be helped around the corner for 4. It's a lovely evening here. Barely see a cloud in the sky. It's a little bit cooler now. Deploy just checking with Morgan what the plan is. It really is a fantastic day for watching cricket here at Merchant Taylor School. Got a healthy crowd in. Most of them trying to stay in the shade.
that's good from Morgan. Straight, pace off, throws to the non-striker's end from Williamson. Would have been home even if it had struck.
Kane Williamson saying, did that bounce over the stumps? He was a bit disappointed. He thought he had a good opportunity for a run out there. I wonder if this would have been close had he hit. Didn't get going straight away. Jack Taylor, see here. I think he was in. I think he was just in.
Change of angle around the wicket. Nicely done. Again from Morgan. Can he get out of the over now? He's conceded 1 boundary. This is good for Morgan, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. He's gone for just 7 first 5 deliveries, if you include the leg bye as well. Once again, it's that all-important last ball. We say it so often. Can you close out the over? It's often the difference between a good over and a mediocre one. Any over that goes for less than 10 now is like gold dust for Middlesex.
It's a really, really good over from the youngster. 15 bowled, 132 for 3.
Yeah, hats off Seb Morgan, under a lot of pressure there, really delivered for your team. He's got good figures too, 3 overs, 1 for 27 on debut. Young England under-19 player. There's another young seamer that Middlesex can add to the list of promising players. The future does look bright down the line. But as you can see by that scorecard, they still need wickets because this partnership is a good one. Short on 60, Captain Jack Taylor on 37. Right, can Higgins back that over up?
Just a single. Short on to strike though.
Change of pace. Good timing from Darcy Short on that occasion. Oh, maybe we won't see any more spin tonight. He doesn't have to go to spin, Lewis deploy. Maybe it's got to the point now where it's just too big a risk if you've got Darcy Short on strike to bring Zafar Gahar back into the attack.
Just clip something on the way. It's the outside of the pads. Some thrown down by Cracknell.
I think he'll be a bit disappointed there, though. Joe Cracknell just fumbled that delivery. That could have been a dot ball, valuable dot ball. Still, just in the last few deliveries, advantage Middlesex. That required rate's going up now. It's around about 12, just over 12. 12.2, I'm told, to be precise. That wasn't my maths calculated there. 12.22 to be precise. Good Yorker. Good Yorker. This is a solid over from Higgins. One's a fine for Middlesex right now.
Pace off, mistimed. No boundary so far in the over, only one boundary in the last 2. In fact, I think that's only 2 boundaries in the last 3.
He's mixed up his pace beautifully in this over, Ryan Higgins. He's just bowled the slower ball at the right moment, kept the batters guessing. Seen a lot of mistimed shots in these first 5 balls. And there's another brilliant over. Right, so 2 very good overs on the bounce for Middlesex. We've got 4 overs left, 52 to win for Gloucestershire. There's your money. What are you thinking at home? Where would you rather be? It's going to be Noah Cornwell to bowl the 17th, bowl out his quota of 4.
Yeah, this is the man, isn't he? Look, none for 16 from 3. Really strong stuff from him. Helm, you know he's going to bowl solid final over. When do they bowl? I'd imagine it's going to be the 19th for Helm. But then if Short's going strong, they might bring him back that little earlier. We'll see. Miscued. That's for a batter. He's on 63 from 44.
Short was going great guns, wasn't he? And just in the last 3 overs or so, he seems to have lost his fluency, his timing slightly. And a lot of that down to the Middlesex bowling. It kept him guessing with changes of pace. Again, off cutter there. Again, no timing from Darcy Short.
Oh, swing and a miss again.
Fast off break, that one. Being a turn and bounce for the left arm seamer. That really climbed on Jack Taylor. There's still a risky delivery though. We've seen Taylor crack a couple of those short and wide deliveries to the cover or deep third boundary. It was the movement away there and the bounce that did for him.
No full toss. Well, he had the full bunger, 2 of them the other day. Waist high full tosses, and was withdrawn from the attack as a result.
I reckon the full toss is one of the best balls you can bowl in T20 cricket these days. Rarely actually see full tosses get hit for 6. Often the high full toss as well. If you can get it just under the waist, that's the hardest to get away.
Last 10 balls for short have all been singles. Edged it, and he's gone. And it's Cornwell again. What a day he's having, and now he's got a wicket as well.
Big wicket for Middlesex and for Noah Cornwell. He's rightly taking the applause of his teammates there. And it's that off-cutter dug in again, which has climbed a lot. He's a tall man, and that's hit the glove. Undone by the bounce. He is livid, Darcy Short, but he just got stuck in a little bit of a hole, and now he's out. You've got to credit the bowler there, though. That got big on him. Noah Cornwell showing that when he comes back at the back end of the innings, he's got some variations as well. Deserved that wicket today. He's bowled really well, the young man. Great figures. 1 for 18, 2 balls to go in his spell. And that could give Middlesex just some more valuable momentum here if they can follow that up with some dots, some singles. That required rate's going to keep climbing. They've got Ben Charlesworth in now. New batter to bowl at, who hopefully can keep quiet just at the start of his innings when he's just trying to find his way, trying to get his eyes sorted.
Massive moment. And Middlesex see a close one home. Just swung to Gloucestershire, as he said, Floyd, and I reckon it's just swung back. It takes some effort now, 49 of 19 balls. Somehow managed to drive up the boundaries, didn't they? That really a big contributing part to that wicket as well. Pace off again. 4 singles and a wicket in the over. A 17th that might just have won it for Middlesex, and a bit of redemption for Cornwell after a tough game against Hampshire the other day. 142 for 4.
Brilliant over, brilliant spell from Noah Cornwell. As you say, Kevin, all the more important because here just a few days ago he was taken out the attack, bowled a no ball, a high no ball, which went for 4 byes, and that proved the turning point, a game which they lost against Hampshire, which they probably should have won. So that is redemption indeed. And Morgan's back for his final over. Big over for him. Good slower ball from Seb Morgan. He's picked up his 2nd wicket on debut. Totally deceived Jack Taylor. Nowhere near the boundary. And Middlesex, well, they're now on top. No doubt about it. But can they get over the line? It's these tight games where they've just been coming up short. This might be another tight one. Remember, 32 needed off 13 balls against Hampshire here not long ago, and Hampshire came back and won that game. So we've got a similar situation here. Can this young Middlesex side close it out?
Stumps dragged off them by Van Buren. He's a powerful batter and a dangerous lower order batter. As you say, 1 over. Any of these 1 overs, any of one of these final 3 overs, could all of a sudden drag them back into it. The pain factor for Middlesex with the bat is equally the helm factor for Gloucestershire. To have to bank on one of those overs is going to be extremely difficult. So to some extent, Charlesworth and Van Buren are going to have to take the risk here against the youngster and try and go hard in this one. bowling though by the youngster, onto the toes.
He's shown real guts and real ticker, and he's shown the ability to change up his pace and his length. He's obviously someone who thinks a lot about his T20 bowling. It's been a really impressive debut, and the fact that he's been chucked the ball in this crucial 18th over by Lewis de Plooy shows how much the captain and the team trust him. He's going to learn a lot from this experience, isn't he? 3 balls left on debut.
No full toss, he was looking for the Yorker again, but again that's fine. Singles aren't going to hurt Middlesex here. We saw this at the end of the Middlesex innings as well. They really went Yorker and low full toss, didn't they?
And you sense these next 2 balls are going to be absolutely vital for this chase. There's no boundary in these next 2 balls. You're looking at 20 plus and over for the final 2. Gloucestershire need to find a boundary here, you'd think, these final 2 Morgan deliveries.
Again, it's a Yorker. This is excellent bowling from Morgan, it really is. On debut, the youngster's making a big impression here.
Yeah, if Middlesex do go on to win this game, then you're going to look, first of all, at the 2 young seamers, Noah Cornwell and Seb Morgan, for a massive reason as to why they've got over the line. Still a way to go.
Another low full toss. Will he be punished on this occasion? He is. It's a boundary, but it's still a brilliant over. Just a single boundary in the 18th over of the innings for a youngster on debut. It's a fine, fine effort. A big wicket to start the over also.
Yeah, very warm applause from around the ground here for Seb Morgan, England under-19 player making his debut for Middlesex today. He's got a very calm demeanour about him, and that was a very calm spell under pressure. He can be proud of his work today. 2 for 34 from his 4 overs. Short boundaries, and hands it over to the senior man. I've done my job, now over to you, sir.
Slow ball gone. Probably would have been a wide if he'd have left it alone, but Van Buren, seeing the ball, knowing he needed to hit the ball, he only hit it straight as far as the skipper, Lewis de Plooy. Helm has his first wicket of the day. Figures that probably don't reflect his day.
It's right off the toe end of the bat, wasn't it? It's one of those ones that shakes up through your hands and your bones. Horrible for a batter. Just picked out Lewis de Plooy. Middlesex are really on the up now. They're well on top. And I said before that this Gloucestershire side do back quite deep. Well, they do to a certain degree, but once you get to number 8, which is now David Payne, you're kind of into the bowlers. So an opportunity here for Middlesex, particularly if they keep Charlesworth off strike. 41 off 11, it'll take some doing from here.
Just a single again, they're looking for the second, but it's not there. Oh, no, it's not there. Middlesex, oh no, buzzers.
Lewis de Plooy not happy with that, is he? Unnecessary, really. But the only good thing about that is that Payne stays on strike. And you batter the number 8.
Oh, I thought he was going to get that. It's going to be a boundary. It's got through. At the moment, it's not too damaging, but a couple more might just make it an interesting finish.
Tell you what, Kev, that was hit a lot harder than it first seemed. I thought he got enough hand on that to stop that ball going to the boundary, but there was no chance for long on in the end. That was belted back by Payne. Yeah, they need more boundaries in these final 3 balls to give themselves a chance.
Oh, there you go, Tom Helm. It's hard to pick, it's even harder to play. Just such a skilled death bowler, he really is. I think it was 28 off the final over that Middlesex had to chase at Bristol, and Cracknell hit the first 2 balls for 6. It's going to be something similar here, you'd imagine. They might get 1 boundary around. away in this last couple from Helm. Or they might lose another wicket. Just land safe, get a single. They've got a trip to Canterbury on Sunday, Middlesex. But they'll fancy their chances against the Spitfires at the moment. Surrey at St John's Wood, Lords next week. Wednesday 16th. Almost becomes from here with a victory here. It's almost a knockout competition now for Middlesex, isn't it? They've just got to go on a winning run and stay on a winning run. So they'll fancy their chances at Canterbury. Surrey at Lords is, of course, going to be a very difficult encounter. They've got a tough finish at Glamorgan and in Cardiff, a place they've always enjoyed going to. Well, there's a finish for Helm for the day. He finishes 1 for 35 from his four. I'd suggest his performance today probably better than his figures.
Yeah, he's led the line well. He's so reliable these days, Tom Helm. And as you say, Kevin, it's that back of the hand slower ball which he just uses to such good effect. He seems to have great control over it. The ball dips viciously, it bounces as well. And he's a great example for the younger bowlers who've really stepped up today too. And it looks done now, doesn't it? Barring a miracle for Gloucestershire here. Basically needs 6 sixes. Back in Ryan Higgins, I think, in this situation to close it out. It's just good to see Middlesex delivering with the ball in a pressure situation today.
In the air again. Short of long off. They're going to run 2. Oh, just spilled it. Higgins has made his point quite clear to Luke Hullman. Wrong end for Hullman. Yeah, Middlesex will move to 16 points for the win on this, won't they? Which at the moment Surrey are second with 28 points, 4 for a win this year, remember. Kent 22 points from 11, Middlesex will be 16 from 11, so a win at Canterbury puts them 2 points behind Kent, but there's also Glamorgan's place still, who are currently 4th. It's in the air, just fine, the cover fielder, it'll get through for a single. Get back for a second. And of course the other thing's net run rate, which is where Middlesex would like to close this out quickly here. -0.8 at the moment.
So they should go above Gloucestershire on net run rate with this win. Level on points but above them. They're not out of it, as you say, 4 points for a win these days. So if they win all 4, they get up to 28.
Oh, that's got to be close. Gum. As long as there wasn't bat on it, that was gun barrel straight from Higgins.
Well, that's about as plumb as it gets, I reckon. I could have given that out from here, and I did actually. I put my finger up. As soon as that hit the foot, that was absolutely dead. If there's no bat on that, I defy you to find a ball more plumb than that. Is it Jeffrey Dujon, the famous ex-West Indian fast bowler, when he did his brief run in commentary, he said and a man with a pipe couldn't be plumber than that. That was his line. That's what that reminded me of there. Absolutely dead. Great Yorker from Ryan Higgins. So this is done now. Big win for Middlesex. Much needed win. And as we're discussing there, if Middlesex win all of their 4 remaining games, it would take a few other results to go their way. Not just 1 or 2, but a few other results to go their way. But they would have half a chance. I think more importantly, it's about the confidence they're going to get from this win, which they can take with them for the rest of the season and then into next season.
It's the block hole again. Might just get through, and it does. That's not a bad put away from Shaw. First ball as well. Gets him off the mark. Yeah, I think for Middlesex, T20 has been such a problem for them over the years that just getting over the line in even a couple of these final few games, just do a little bit for them to say, look, we know where we went wrong. I think it's confidence, really, confidence to see games home.
And it's the manner of it as well. It's the young fast bowlers really contributing today. Obviously, we saw a couple of really good innings as well from the veteran batters, Kane Williamson and Lewis Plooy, which is really pleasing. But I think even more pleasing is to see the likes of Seb Morgan on debut not be overawed. The likes of Noah Cornwell getting over a previous match where he was partially responsible for the loss and then coming back and being the best bowler on show.
And there you go, finishes it with a dot ball. That almost feels fitting, because I think the way that Middlesex dragged it back with the boundary count was crucial in this one. 7 down at the end. You fancy they had plenty of wickets in hand and they were starting to get into a position of control, Gloucestershire, but it was the lack of boundaries that really stunted the chase, and finishing with a dot ball fitting. A smile for Higgins, a victory against his former county, as it is for Gohar and indeed Williamson, whose first look at county cricket was with Gloucestershire all those years ago. It was Williamson with a 50, and so too Plooy.
Yeah, just had a bit of Sweet Caroline on the speakers as soon as that last ball went down. That was a sweet performance by Middlesex. They've been few and far between this season. 3rd win in 11 matches, but they'll take a lot of pleasure in that one against the former champions. Been as strong this year as in previous seasons, particularly last season. It's an impressive win. Comfortable in the end, wasn't it? 22 runs. He was looking at around about 10, 13 overs that this was going to go right down to the wire. It was at that moment where Middlesex really pulled away with some really good death bowling. They mixed it up, changes of pace. Noah Cornwell really bowled his off-cutter well, banged it into the pitch, got a lot of bounce. Seb Morgan on debut nailed a couple of Yorkers, used his off-cutter well as well. The fielders backed up the bowlers, and it was a game that in the past you could have seen Middlesex lose that game. So, you know, got new coaching, new captain as well across all formats, and they want to do it their way and bring some fresh ideas. And I think this is a really good start for the both of them. Hopefully bodes well for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably my thought on that, as you said, those young bowlers there. Middlesex over the years, historically in T20, they just haven't had the big hitters. They've really struggled for it. You know, that 2008 campaign, they did have them. They had Henderson, they had Shah, they had a young Morgan, a young Milan. But then after that, Paul Sterling held so much of it. Now they've got a very good batsman. You know, as Stephen Eskenazi said, the last couple of years, 200, hitting first or chasing it has not been a problem for them, but defending it has been with the ball. It looks as though right now they've got a clutch of bowlers that they can call upon. There's the tail of the tape. 54 for Plooy, 52 Williamson. With the ball, Hullman 2 for 30, Morgan's 2 for 34 from his 4 though, is perhaps even the standout for Middlesex, but Cornwell, I think his economy and his 1 for 20 as well. His performance just seemed to really slow and hurt that Gloucestershire side, despite their top score being 64 from short, top scorer of the match. And indeed, best bowling figures of the match, Hullman and Delanger both share them. So a win for Middlesex against Gloucestershire, who for so many years their bogey team as well. So it's to Canterbury on Sunday for Middlesex. Matt Kabir, Floyd, thanks very much for your company today. Much appreciated as ever.
Pleasure, mate. I'll be back for days 3 and 4 here for the County Championship match against Northants. Looking forward to it.
A standard Northwood game, that might just be half a day for you to do then in days 3 and 4.
Hopefully, yeah, I won't mind. You know, a couple of, or at least half a day on day 4. That'd be good.
We'll get the press lunch at least. Matt, thanks so much. We'll be back then with the live stream next Wednesday. Lords for the Surrey match. Do join the coverage at Canterbury on Sunday. You'll have a choice of listening. Dave Fulton with the live stream of that one. Myself, Kevin Hand. I'll be on the BBC commentary, folks. You know what to do. From here at Canterbury, from here at Northwood for this Friday evening, though, it's a win for Middlesex. Just about keeps them afloat in this year's competition. From us all here for the live enhanced stream at Merchant Taylor School, in association with Alphabet. It's a very good night.